Trademark name's all you can.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nat 13 Sidekicks. I'm your Dungeon Master, August Schmid. With me, as always, are the wonderful Vanguard Squad. Say hello, Sidekicks.
Hello, Sidekicks.
Oh, man, we are just shamelessly stealing some days. This is a Nat 13 Dungeons & Dragons game based on a completely made-up homebrew setting I've created, set in our real world with superheroes. Last time we saw our wonderful Vanguard Squad, bit of a yarny situation at the mall, as you were able to see on the television that a madman had taken over the Jacksonville Public Mall and truly doused it in yarn from head to toe. Honestly, a true knitting disaster. But now
we'll have to unravel that mystery.
Need to unravel it. But speaking of unraveling, while you were able to take down this crazy villain, you guys had some weird stuff going on. Toast Boy finding the tail back in your car, and all of you learning from the warriors, you know, the like pro heroes, that a nuclear recycle plant way northward from Jacksonville, kind of like almost the like border of Georgia, was broken into, and heroes were having to deal with that huge crisis going on. But everything seems fine. Honestly, with the exception of Thwack just kept turning into goo, it seems, over the past while, you guys have been having a lot of good wins.
We did find that book, though, so that was
Yes, it was. And Thwack's been having some interesting times whenever you've been knocked out, hearing some interesting conversations going on. Who knows what's going on there? To which, though, we are going to begin back at the mall.
Your subconscious left on Raiders of the Anatomy of too long.
What you guys see is already Harold, the super, has gotten up and is coming over to you guys as you're like standing around.
I think I'm still laying on the ground.
You're still laying on the ground. I will also say, having been able to successfully take him out, Psyche doing some cool power shifting of her own, realizing if I'm invisible, I can see him too with that nat 20. The villain who calls himself the Knitter, but I love people have started throwing around stuff like Nitwit, because you gotta know, right? Like, hey, you can be a crazy psychopathic villain, but come on.
Be a little
Right.
bit aware of your surroundings.
Oh, it's not hard to be culturally aware.
Be bear aware.
Harold has come up to you, immediately giving a hand to you, Thwack, just like, hey, buddy, you doing good?
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
All right. How many fingers am I holding up?
7, right?
He's gonna pull out here. I'm just gonna make a pure luck check. Awesome. He pulls out like a little like aerosol-looking container, kind of like an EpiPen. Puts it against your arm, and all of you watch the needle shoots out the other side, and that boing, and kind of drips. Just all right. Worth a shot. Just some quick adrenaline. See if that helps you, but obviously not.
I probably got the juice.
He's got the
Either
juice.
way.
Yeah, just hold on to this. Don't full drink it. Dab it kind of around your eyes if you can't needle ingest.
Still, like, stick it in pour it in my pocket.
Excellent. Kind of pouring it into your pocket. I will say then, go ahead and heal yourself 8 points, Thwack. As this is kind of like a health potion, shall we call it, that Harold keeps for himself. Well, especially, he's a meta person, but still human body and blood, so adrenaline's very helpful. But it was kind of a crapshoot to see what happened with Thwack, because you're not made of organic biological material. You're made of cartoon. As Harold does this, you see he's looking just like, well done, guys. Yeah, I got message, tried to get over, but he got the jump. I apologize for that one.
Just glad you're okay.
No problem. Listen, you see he's looking around like, you guys want to take credit? I mean, you did do all the work. I'll just slip out, maybe do a quick perimeter sweep for you if you want.
I already was gonna go around and look for any civilians coming away.
Well,
I mean, other than the reporter here, and I
you
kind
see
of point to the civilians that were in
outside, Harold's kind of like gesturing. Far down the mall, those like big old open glass doors, police vehicles, vans, people are trying to like cautiously approach as there's no more explosions and noise and everything, so it's that general
we
like
gotta
what's
do
going.
the entrance. Come on, everyone, showtime. And
You
with that,
see-
I start dragging the dude as he's in the cuff.
Hey,
Yes.
I'll take some credit for it.
Yeah.
can I go and look for that camera that was being held by the reporter and see if it's still running?
Yes, you can. The
Can we
camera
find out the part where I
is
yelled at
not
this boy?
broken. Thankfully, it landed in enough yarn. Once the nitwit was knocked down, all the yarn just kind of like vine fell off the wall. It's just kind of a mess now, if we're being perfectly honest. But again, no severe damage, but the camera is okay, and
Is
it
it
is still
running?
running.
Just like set it up. Hello. Everyone is saved. We're all good. Bad guy captured. I'm gonna go find the reporter and give them their stuff.
I'm like cutting across camera going, wow, nice introduction. Whack.
You get within the next hour, bad guy captured with like thwack kind of dazed eyed
very
thumb
amoeba?
is trending hard. Bad guy captured. And you see Harold has already made it to like end of the mall, and he'll just kind of like slip out and let you guys take the credit. As you
Also,
get out,
I'm
yes,
not gonna
Psyche,
leave
did
as
you?
soon as the dude is taken away. I'm gonna help clean.
I would
Um,
collect a little bit of the yarn just to analyze it.
Clever.
Might be normal yarn.
You can easily, normal cutting. See if
So
there's
you
anything.
guys can stockpile things that our enemies were using to analyze, but the second I touch it, I'm a danger.
It's
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's not.
nuclear.
I don't think it was
Well-
dangerous.
Black, is that
Alright.
camera still on?
I wouldn't
I'll
say
say
that,
it's
but
easy enough.
yeah.
Like once you do that, you might like turn off because it's not like
Please. I would like to
just
go.
leaving it running doesn't help anyone at this point because it's like, all right, time to clean up. Like no one wants to watch like awkward ankle shots of you all like scooping yarn and bodies, right? Like that's weird.
Oh, is the reporter okay? Because I went over to check on the civilians as I'm dragging the...
Oh,
reporter
everybody was caught except for Harold, who was slammed against the thing.
and
so.
Yeah.
it was that luck of the draw that
Yeah,
thankfully
Toast Boy!
he can take a hit.
Listen, sometimes you gotta take risks.
Or maybe sometimes you gotta show up for training. Think about
I'm-
that.
Reporters
Always.
and police are swarming it. Immediately, boom! You see that the Jacksonville PD is coming in there, like immediate, like guns just down,
I'm
coming
like,
in.
almost like the scruff of a neck of a kitten. Just like,
Immediately taking out though, as coming around. Reporters though are immediately on their heels. What's going on? How is it going? Talk to us about the fight, Vanguard. What's going on?
let's do this like a press conference. Everybody just calm down. First
Uh,
off, most importantly, I
Make
make
me a
sure
persuasion check to calm them down, because they're excited. This is like, ooh, big fun
I'm trying
villain
to
going.
calm them
I,
down enough to be able to answer questions.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Can I look for the reporter who was in the cocoon? And,
Please
like,
do so.
give
Quick
them, like,
investigation.
I am out of it.
Um,
I rolled a nat one.
it looks like it's that okay. Medical
Persuasion?
assistance. People are already helping get the three
Because I would
bodies
have been
out.
like, whoever it was in that cocoon gets first dibs.
You like point everyone, like cameras go, look at the cocoon, look around, and immediately 4 different people. I was in the cocoon. Like
We did not
I'm gonna.
cut you out of a
Hey,
cocoon.
can I actually figure out, because
Yeah.
I got them,
they're,
what one was
they're
in the
gone.
cocoon?
That's the
The
thing.
reporter's
Is
gone.
all
The reporter's
people
gone?
have been taken by
Probably to a
medical
hospital.
professionals to a
Yeah.
You
hospital.
hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
persuasion?
Gonna, is the nitwit gone? Is he
In a second.
bar behind bars and
Yes.
stuff?
Oh, yeah. Jacksonville PD. Because again, he's got the medical, so they're already leaving him outside. They're like, you think like a SWAT vehicle is probably going to be here within minutes, right? It's that okay. We'll take him because you're the ones that are like needing to be the symbols of attention right now.
Yeah, I think Psyche. Izzy's trying to think of the words she would use, but she kind of wants to be like, this is a warning to anyone who picks fights with Vanguard.
Just don't.
Maybe don't. Maybe think
Maybe
twice.
don't.
Maybe think twice before you pick a fight with us.
I love that. What'd you get on that persuasion too?
21.
21. Well, yes, the reports are immediately like, it's that Quell, because again, you see they're
Well, a
really
little
anxious
bit.
to know stuff. But you see, there's questions kind of for everyone. Psyche, you see, first one just like, what is the message you would say to any other supervillains out there that want to mess with the Vanguard?
Watch your back.
Watch your back. Immediately, they're turning off. Another report takes place. So they're like, here, over here, over here. Oh, excuse me, that was wrong dice. Toast boy. So, we saw in the footage you were actually catching the cocoons with your body. Is that some training you do? Do you have specific training as superheroes?
I mean, we all follow a pretty intense regimen to make sure that we, are able to protect the people who need protecting. As for catching them with my body, I will admit that was me not performing to the best of my abilities, and luckily nobody got hurt.
Interesting. Do you think the question's kind of over because now like 3 other people want to jump on that, but Quelled down. Thwack, you see, we saw some amazing work. Thwack, can you tell us a little bit more about your body? It looks like you're able to shape your body. Are you are you a strength-based hero? Or are you more of a elasticity? Do you know no, I'm blanking on his name. Do you know Silly Putty, the hero? Are you able to do power similar to that?
When we know, we'll let you know.
Oh, what do you mean? You know, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like
I'm like a cartoon. I don't know.
It's the logic of an
yep.
anvil follow.
Like it's that what a vague question. And finally, Cabaret question that posed to you is just like, do you think that villain attacks are going to become more frequent, or do you think that you'll be able to truly become a symbol for the people here in Florida?
Because I know we're transplants here as heroes. A lot of us don't hail from Florida. But I hope that this is on kind of building on Psyche's comment. Don't. Because
Don't.
it's not just messing with Vanguard. Don't mess
With
with
heroes.
Jacksonville.
Yeah,
We're
Jackson.
here to
Oh!
protect guys.
Reporters start
Basically, like,
clapping.
we are
There's
here to
also a
protect
crowd
you
here
guys.
who's just going, Vanguard, Vanguard, Van. Like chant goes up as "Don't mess with Jacksonville." Now number
Fuck with Jackson. Number 2 on trending.
no, number 1 as got the bad guy is number 2, but in a meme sense. The number 1 like Trader me "Don't mess with Jacksonville" goes viral for the next couple. Actually, I do have a roll for that. Wow. Well, it's my viral checks for the next 9 hours. Don't F with Jacksonville goes number 1 on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as Jacksonville natives
Also
are
with
immediately
that-
like stitching, or on Instagram they're making their own stories. Twitter is just like, yo, I go to that mall. Yeah, don't mess with us. We're weird. Huge stuff. But
As a side, I don't want us to just disappear as heroes into the night. Cabaret's actually gonna tell you guys secretly, hey, I'm gonna stay and clean this up. Okay.
I'm gonna disappear like a hero into the night.
Alright, well, see ya.
You're welcome to stay. I will say there's a reason the heroes
Do
don't.
that. Yeah.
But I mean, just
I'm in pain.
watch your identity.
Okay,
Thwack,
fine.
just
All right, I scoop Thwack into my arms like,
Oh,
okay,
it
time
is
to-
and again,
So, I mean, we can take it.
I
Like if you
can
want to
walk.
stay.
it's more.
You also
It's
know
that
my
like
strength is almost a 20.
a lot of janitors for the mall are
You
just going
tried
to
to
have to
scoop
spend
me
a
and I
couple
just,
hours scooping yarn into
jello.
trash bags.
Away.
But thankfully, again, you didn't really start any major fires, thankfully, and nothing really was broken. It was just kind of a nuisance thing, right? Like, that's why, again, we're rolling with advantage. You all did really well in that, like, role play reporter, so let's see how your popularity's doing. All right.
No.
Interesting.
Did you even turn on the oven?
Yeah, it is. It's on.
No,
it
you
is not.
gotta-
You-
What?
You have to
Uh,
turn the heat thing and then the bake
and
knob
take
as
the-
well.
No, bake. I would say take the pizza out and let it warm up then for sure, or put it back in the freezer real
I
quick.
hate our
before.
ovens so
It's
much.
they're bad ovens.
So frustrating.
Yeah, for you,
It's cold.
those of you in chat, we're just having fun. Yeah, I would say throw it in the freezer real quick because it's gonna have a rough time.
Still have a bad time.
You're gonna have a bad time. But yes,
Unlike Vanguard.
unlike Vanguard. Yeah.
I I'm having a bad
It's
time.
going great.
Oh,
Man,
I'm
there's-
so sorry.
Ah.
We're superheroes. Don't worry, guys.
This is why we have to play Sidekicks, because we need to experience what it's like to be cool.
Yeah, you gotta experience some wins.
So, a couple wins here and
Oh,
there.
that just went all up my nose.
I'm so sorry.
We play Sidekick, so we know what it's like to be
So
cool.
I disappear into the night.
yes,
and
just
immediately
Yeah, I'll
speaking
disappear
of
into the
Um,
night.
your popular rating doesn't go down. It's actually about level. It's more just that like public opinion's up right now.
Yeah, they're
I
still
mean,
cool.
You're at an 85% approval rating, which is wild.
Astronomical.
I will say,
You said Chernobyl.
important to note, when you get home, back to the Glade, Harold, of course, is there to greet you. You see, actually, he went out and got you guys a full McDonald's spread. You see, just like, well done, guys. Least I could do. Again, don't know what everyone likes, so I got a little of everything. Easiest you can do when you're looking like this, because you know when you're in full costume, you can't just walk in any place. So as he does so, you see, and you can like fill in Harold like, oh, here's what happened, all these things, kind of like with the reporters of like, there's always the general questions of like, what happened. You don't have to always say that. While you're eating, I want to ask, is anyone going to be looking at the TV, looking for something to follow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure there's not anyone else trying to pick fights.
I'm housing a parfait.
Yeah. Oh, those McDonald's perfect.
I got that and an epic
Just-
flurry and
Oh yeah, he got full spread, a lot of those little pies, like 80 or so nugget. It's that like
It kind of looks like we can afford the Big Macs.
he said, no, on me, and please, I mean, yeah, buy what you need. Don't eat out all the time, but you guys deserve a
Well,
fun
I mean, I
win.
kind of lived on McChickens for almost a year of my life. I'm not gonna delve into that. As she like walks away.
me
actually
just eating the McChickens.
I know,
With-
I like McChicken.
With the
$30
TV being
bundle.
on, a lot of good news press. I mean, again,
Taking everything
having gone
that's
from
left.
like, there's so many villains that you guys have beaten now. I will also say,
Definitely unwrap it first.
all major news stations have picked up the nitwit, and Harold even comments like, "We're probably gonna change that in the records. You can't let villains name themselves. Honestly, I dealt with a guy once who wanted to be like a bomber down in Arizona and had a less than stellar name, so we just called him by his first name, which was Gregory.
What was his...
A horrible slur towards a group of people, and
No, that's
don't think too much into it.
To
Point
explain-
being, villains aren't always creative. I mean, neither am I. Listen, my name is
I know it's
Harold,
life
and I
and I know
say
it's
things
Text it to you.
I got lost in parfait and I just couldn't...
We'll text us.
lost in the
Okay,
parfait,
so-
my guy. You text him like, okay, so this is.
Oh! This is horrible!
Exactly.
You see, like, villains they're bad guys. Like, we don't, like, no one's arguing that point, but you get the truly evil ones sometimes. You're like,
for social graces, those ones.
I got a question though.
yeah.
So when I was a kid, there was this one time me and my dad actually got in the middle of we were in the middle of a bank robbery, and there was actually a villain. Oh gosh, I'm blanking on his
You
name.
just call Mark your dad.
No,
Really?
it wasn't Mark.
Oh.
My biological father, who can go rot wherever he is. But, not the point. And there was actually a villain there who, gave me a lollipop. Because he accidentally, one of his henchmen had kicked me in the face.
Oh, couldn't tell unless, do you remember any characteristics, facial features,
I think he
powers?
was like... This is now me telling Eleanor to August. Are there any, like, very gentlemanly villains? Or maybe even those that hit that gray area?
Gentle criminals.
The
Gentle
Candyman,
criminal?
Tangent,
Marauder.
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 UC goes, oh, you've got a couple criminals that definitely are in it more for the poise. You see talking, actually, yeah, there's...
I'm not saying
there's a
it's
few.
skewed my view of right and wrong for a bit, but I mean...
Nice guy.
He's like, honestly,
By
you've
violent,
got.
I pretended to be
You'll
a
find
person.
more.
Daddy long
Your
legs.
A-list villains are more than often in jail, and so usually you'll look at B or C-list. They're local things, right? Like crime bosses are a big one where we can't categorize them as supervillains because again, you gotta have either enough power or enough meta powers to put us on your tail. But yeah, you'll find them. Actually, at this point, all of you see that a special news report has come on. Full on, like, we bring breaking coverage. We bring you now to the steps of the Florida Capitol, where Governor, and let me make sure I say his name right.
That's right. This is real world.
Do you have
Actually, this is not true real world, but we're going to call him Roger Jones. I can't use too many real world names, or I'm gonna get in trouble with someone. But Roger Jones sounds just as wide enough for the Florida governor. In my book,
We should have lived in the town that has a dog for a mayor.
Nice.
Well, this is a
We
governor.
must
of
you see
Florida.
Harold just like, oh, they've already got their own hero.
Who is it?
Speedster.
Like seriously?
Lucky.
No, we can just
Yeah.
put on
The
the
Speedster
next
Hermes.
direction.
But you never know he technically has that area because he can go anywhere.
Monty for mayor.
You see, Governor Jones is on the television where a lot of people are talking, and as we cut in, you see much older man, graying hair. We are much appreciative of the efforts of the Vanguard community
Yeah, you said her
for
name wrong.
for their efforts in helping with the superhero. We, as though the people of Florida, do have to ask that if their presence as a team is not what is inviting these villains here. As we saw, that the maniac known as the Knitter was quite explicitly stating that he came for these young heroes. And I, as a father and a politician, have to wonder, should these heroes go back to working with their respective mentors for their own safety? Immediately, a lot of stuff. As it cuts away, you see that was probably like
And there's
recorded like a half hour ago.
Before that weird
Cuts
back to the news
culturally
station.
sensitive.
Interesting words from the governor as kind of back into the background.
Because we've been keeping like street crime and that kind of stuff way lower level, would we have access to reliable like stats for that?
Yes. Oh, excuse
I'm
me.
gonna blast that all over social media, being like, "What the hell is the governor talking about? The Vanguard are so cool." As Trevor.
As Trevor.
Being like they have helped prevent like street level crime is at an all-time low. Like we might have a couple supervillains here and there, but that is way better than being scared to walk home at night. Like somebody
I'm
might
gonna
come.
start tweeting that.
Yeah,
You
and
guys
so it's
are
like
tweeting-
just like a 400 post Twitter.
Going
thread.
online
Like the
immediately,
Vanguard
you're
fan
realizing
page.
social
Yeah,
media is
exactly.
super
I
divided,
send
right?
that over to like the yearbook
over to
career.
E.
A lot of people are immediately. It's kind of picking up with the "Don't F with Jacksonville" hashtag, where a lot of people are like, "No, this is great. Like, it's kind of that like we can protect ourselves, but also they're not terrible to have around." Like, people are sharing stories. There's a lot of videos. Like Facebook and Instagram has a lot of those stories of people like, "No, I'm with the Vanguard. Like, we should have more superhero teams. Like, teen superheroes are an inspiration." A lot of people are talking about
I got
this.
something.
Yeah.
Personally, I didn't know if I wanted to make this a public thing as Vanguard, because it was really more of a Dove thing.
Mhm.
But all of the proceedings that I get that aren't going to merch and donations, I actually use to help the homeless of Jacksonville because
Oh, yeah,
of stuff
fun.
that happened in my past. Like, not even filming it. I don't even film it.
It's just
Like, in a
that
sense
like
of, hey,
natural like.
I can get you a place for the night. I can help you get cleaned up, kind of a thing, right? Or I know this place where, hey, I know you're tweaking out a little bit. I know a resource center, you know.
It's
but I do it as not Duff, but as Cabaret silently, kind of a thing,
Gotcha. So as Cabaret, so here's my
right?
question.
Right. Try not to draw attention.
I would just
Fortunately,
Are you
with this
still
stuff-
No. Let it just exist as is, because one, it's a personal thing for you. Two, if somebody finds out about it and they're like, "Oh my gosh, Cabaret or Dove," are they both superhero names at this point, or is Dove your normal name?
Dove is my
is-
normal name.
Okay.
Legal name, shall we say?
Is my legal name.
So you're doing it as Cabaret.
Yeah.
So
I know I kind of started it as Duff, but nobody knew me yet, and I hadn't started my new alias at the high school yet. And
do it quietly as Cabaret, and if people just see you and start filming you, then
it's fine.
word will leak, but you never, ever, ever, and we never say anything.
No, I wasn't insinuating that, and like, she actually, this is the most serious you've ever seen Cabaret, because normally she's like super light and like, haha, whatever. It's like, no, I will never film this.
No, yeah.
I do it to actually
You see,
help them.
Harold Knowledge just, it's a dance, honestly. I'm not into a whole politics game, public opinion. I just always do my best, but you can't help it. People have opinions, and everyone knows what people have two of. It's opinions and the other thing, right? So, like, your kids, I'm not going to say the word. Point being,
do it, it'll be funny, Harold.
my point is, your guys are doing great. I'm going to write up some of my report today, again, just for your
Wait,
stuff.
do you have no idea that most people who identify as female don't have balls? I say most because there are people who are females and are women.
Balls are funny.
Balls are funny.
Hey, Duff,
Um,
just start looking at the people you see in life. Everyone has balls somewhere. Everyone.
Chest balls. You're right.
Eyeballs.
Balls.
Everyone has eyeballs. Everyone.
Harold, I am so sorry.
Harold had
You
just
are
kind
still-
of
Very
quietly
teenager
walking away, just like,
Cojones.
you guys are going to have
But
your
yes,
conversation.
you're
I'm going
absolutely
to go.
valid, and
yeah.
that does deserve recognition.
One of my best friends, Why am I like this? No, shut up, Duff. Shut up.
You good?
I don't have friends.
I don't have
Well,
friends.
that kind of hurts. We're all
You're
here.
trying to be
No, except for you
angsty
guys,
over
gosh! And you see, she like storms off.
What
with,
about
like,
Monty?
3. I love Monty as I toss like a McChicken to him.
Oh, Monty's been plowing those McNuggets. He's been going hard.
What?
Oh, you heard me.
Plowing the McNuggets.
He's plowing.
Plowing the McNuggets.
That's just.
Oh, can he make like sounds like like the frog from the front wall, just
like, he's every so often pissing in pleasure, but just like, honestly, like, boxes and all. Like,
It's like pleasure.
It's pleasure. I mean,
I don't want to touch the McNuggets
Harold,
anymore.
oh, he's gone. He's not being a part of this. And you guys are doing great, popularity-wise. Nothing's dropping. It's like, again, for heaven's sake, it'd be so hard to get better approval ratings at this point, but it's still good to know, like, hey, we're doing great. And
Chef's computer, please, for the love of God, we need a CPR healing regimen. Thank you. Please.
and this is where I'll ask if you want
Send.
in what I'm going to call training downtime, like, it'll be a specific, if this is something you guys want, like, over the next couple weeks, that can be part of, like, hey, yeah, we're doing our classic routines, but we want a specific healing regimen.
I want to do a little bit of research into the plant that was raided. What's the name of the plant?
And the yarn,
It was
yeah.
gray something.
Let's do, we'll call this a bit of downtime, because it's more going to take a week or so.
Heal.
Oh, yes, sorry. I'm going to give them the long rest.
Yes.
It's that natural, like, let's
So
firstly...
we didn't level up, did we?
No, it's... I don't think there's going to be a ton of level upping right now at this point. Like, you guys are already as... Like, there would have to be a lot of challenges to start leveling up, because eventually you'll level up to the point of basically being your own hero, and that's the thing.
Side note, Mr. DM, because you have this thing where, like, if we give up every single level we've ever obtained, we could do it in one class once.
I allow that, yeah.
With everything that I've texted you, especially that side note about where it could come from, I kind of want to look into a cleric or a bard.
Interesting. I see where you're going.
Because often the denomination with that often is, oh, good, holy,
What I would say is, think about it, because something I do is, like, you can't just, like, spur
On a
of the
whim.
moment do it too. Like,
But I wanted
I
to
like to
put that
talk through
idea
people
out
and be like, let's think about it. Because I never want to be like, I've changed it and then, like, crap, I'm stuck. Like, because that's never fun.
Yeah.
But definitely think about, I think that could work really well.
Before we split to do our individual downtime things, I think I'd want to talk to the party, if that's okay with everybody. If I just call a meeting.
I think, and this downtime, this is going to be like a couple weeks downtime. This is like
yeah.
that natural. We're doing our super work, and we're going to start really hitting the books
And,
hard, studying into this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, school's a thing that exists.
school,
Yeah, I wanted to bring up
But yes.
the fact that we all just bailed on class.
I mean, I still.
Oh yeah, how are we gonna deal with the repercussions of that?
I'm gonna have to do detention.
Trevor has
I have
detention.
made rolls. I just actually made my last one. Last session I was making these behind the screen and prep. You're not sure what's going to happen. That's something we'll talk about in the downtime of was there ramifications, and if so, what
Oh,
is
because
it?
we missed school on 9/11, didn't we?
Yeah.
No, that was just.
No, I
that
made.
was just the.
Where
I
was
made
the
a very-
Vanguard?
I made a
Where
very
were you?
bad
We weren't
joke.
born yet, and we're
I-
doing
no,
this
it was-
modern.
To get
As
out
Lincoln,
of
it
school.
was a joke. As Trevor, it was him just shouting at the teacher.
Okay, that's.
It was
what
one of those
Yeah.
techniques of
We were
I'm just gonna
watching something, we were watching
scream stuff until I just
we were
leave the
watching-
room and
I was
get,
just
on
like,
the yard.
I'm taking a dump, and then
I
they were
was
like,
able
wait,
to
what?
slip
And then
out.
I left.
and you left, right?
I was able to
And then I
saying
never
not
came
get
back.
Beatrice.
And you
I was
never
able to
came
slip
back.
out and send
And
a
honestly,
letter off.
when everything's over the news and everyone's like, "What's going on?" It's
chaos.
in our world, it would look weird. In this world, it's very unlikely maybe that someone went, "Hey, I noticed every single one of the right." So anyway, yes, but before we start in downtime, talk.
I know that we're all basically on the same level, and we all train and practice. If we don't have one of us step up, and there isn't a single superhero team that exists where there's not a leader, either in their own eyes or in...
Are you
the eyes of the
legitimately
public.
trying to be leader right now?
No, I'm saying we need to pick one, and I don't care who it is, but if we
Okay.
keep on saying, we're a democracy every single time, we're not gonna keep the respect of anybody here.
Okay, fine. We'll
It's
put it to a vote.
right.
Should we do it Survivor style? where
Sorry,
we can
I
find
will
a
actually
community?
say
What's
this:
your-
that
what's your
natural
charisma?
history that you
Oh,
guys
my
probably would
charisma?
know. Even the Warriors right now, Merlin leads. They rotate through. It's very much every so often they will say let's elect someone for now. Merlin is the current one, and he's been leader
What's
before,
your
but
charisma?
he'll change out. He'll be like, hey, I
asked
feel
you
like it's
first.
time for me not
I
to
asked you
lead.
second.
So it's a thing super
Mine is
groups
also
do.
18. I
Yeah.
have a 20.
Well,
Damn
especially
it!
if we look at the past few fights we've been in, yeah, Eaglet and I weren't there at the factory, and you guys did a very, very good job.
Psyche's been there every single time.
Yeah, not to be
No, I'm not trying
Okay,
to
not
say.
every time.
I'm not trying to say anybody deserves it or does more or less than anybody else. I'm trying to say we don't fight smart because we all have our own plans and we're all trying to say my plan is the best. Where if we had a leader who would say this plan, whether or not it's the one they came up with, we pick one plan and we all enact that.
Not to tear my own horn, but I volunteer.
I would be okay with that.
And you know what? I really appreciate you saying the word volunteer. Do it.
Cool.
Instead of I
just
want to
because
be leader.
I have
Stereotype toast boy.
not gonna
I
be
have
like,
not
I'm
said
the
that
No,
one
I see.
stuff.
It's that
You said
as
it
you all
without your
sit there,
words.
Psyche,
I
it's
cast
easy
Eldritch
enough.
Blast. Not enough to hurt you. But it's very much like that teenager is you're pushing my buttons. I'm just
I throw a fireball back.
Okay,
Not the
as
spells,
volunteer leader, stop.
Psyche, and all of you see, Harold's kind of standing by the entrance room, just kind of smiling, just you guys are doing great. Well done.
You sure?
Do we have that CPR healing regimen?
Oh, can we
7
please have a
a.m.
healing regimen?
7 a.m. before you head to school, we'll have our first meeting.
Very
Thank
painful.
you.
As Harold, he's seen the request. He's putting in stuff. That's part of his report.
I
Right?
don't know what's up with my pocket.
like-
I go in to reach for something random.
a live snake.
Oh my gosh.
This is what-
A heavily adrenaline-juiced octopus comes out and starts strangling you, but it's not enough to actually hurt you. Just that, all
your
that
head blows
adrenaline
up.
you poured in all went to some cartoon octopus who's just 6 of the 8 arms, all on you suddenly.
The other two are just waiting. to
But
be
yes,
there.
Harold's putting that, it's that, hey, I'm putting in a report too, let's have a training seminar stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
But let's be clear then when we're
Trip over the table.
interacting with
I'm gonna
reporters and that kind of
just
stuff.
touch
Like,
the
With the
octopus and
police
cast
and the
sleep.
press, we hand it over
Yeah,
to Psycho.
yeah, like
as it falls,
I,
like,
it just
disease come out, like tangible disease.
anytime I was with Recharge,
Thank you.
anytime that we fought with other heroes, anytime that any sort of group collaboration happens, there has to be a leader. Otherwise, more damage happens, more people are in danger. You know,
Okay.
you can't really be a hero if you're all doing
This is fun,
the,
yeah.
the thing you want to do. The reason that we're heroes and we have our own morals and we have our own codes is so we can follow them, and we follow them together.
Here we go.
Do you think
Very well
Monty
said.
can eat octopus?
Try it!
Monty?
Oh my gosh, you can. I never know. Sometimes, like, I got a luck roll. I don't know this world building. Let's just see. No, Monty eats a cartoon octopus, which, like, as he eats it, it like, his body, like, kind of, like, inflates as he just, like, inflates, and then gives out a, like, burp and just deflates again, and the octopus is gone.
I love that.
Cartoon logic applies to others. When
Here's what I will say.
interesting.
As we enter then into this downtime with Psyche now as leader, we're going to do another interesting little thing. First and foremost, I know, Cabaret, you want to look a little more into the plant that got hit.
I also want to know as Dove if that person got
I'm going to say you get one thing, because I'm allowing big things. Something like that is like, hey,
Chris might
we're
need
doing
to be a
we're
whore.
doing a night raid, like let's go sneak in or talk to the warriors.
Don't worry
Like
yourself out.
these are all things that like are going to be a downtime of. There's no real roles because like you could do it so easily, and that's why it's a lot of stuff.
I asked
The
a girl on a
dates.
date.
That could count as school ramifications that he's going to go over.
Okay,
That
fine.
that's something you won't know until we really. That's why I'm like, so Cabaret, you want to look into the plant.
Yeah, I
Um,
want to know if they have any connections to Scarlet.
You're all going to be getting first aid training. We'll go through that. But Flack, is there anything you would also be doing in this like couple weeks of like let's hit the books, or so to speak?
So, definitely studying, just a little bit to keep myself not too low on the grade pull.
Yeah.
But in manner of antics, he'd probably just annoy Kelly a bunch. Then he
Oh.
would see if he could teleport over to a concert on a weekend of
Ooh.
Addison Rae, just to be like,
As Thwack or as Bellamy?
as Bellamy.
As
oh yeah, because
Bellamy.
Bellamy is the one who threw him.
Bellamy-
Bellamy's
He's
the
got-
one's like, does he know Tom Holland? You know?
Bellamy's the enigma of the school hierarchy, where it's like, is he the lowest or the highest, or all of this? Like, it's
The whole rumor of, is he dating Addison?
Yeah,
Addison
yeah,
Rae,
just
like,
wanna,
I
like,
couldn't
pop
remember
it that
it
was
would be
Thwack or
like,
Bellamy.
concert
that's one of
and be
those like for anyone else, it's like obviously not, but Bellamy could, right? Like you never know.
Post it on my Insta, just like
Um,
Addison Rae concert.
and
Abby Ray.
Psyche. I know you want to like look into the yarn and
I
such.
also want to go to Disneyland with all you guys.
What other things?
I also kind of
Not
want
this week,
to
though.
do some
Not this week.
research about
When will the week be?
my father.
Yeah.
And I
I don't care
use,
what
like,
my
the
section
transport
is.
like keep popping in and giving my mom money and food and stuff.
All right.
Fill in the fridge with groceries and whatever. 'cause
I think that would definitely fill time. I like that.
Speaking of fathers, I just realized we have a computer that has access to like a lot of personal
Yeah.
information. Can I see where that sack of course?
We'll get to that. Sure.
Cool.
And TB Toast, what would you like to hit?
I'm tuberculosis.
Hmm.
You know,
9 minutes.
Dove's been giving me a lot of crap for not training recently, even though I have been.
No, you haven't.
At every training.
So, I think I'm gonna go and just like train. Not even like I'm training to train, but I'm also training to show off and be like, look, I can still do all the shit. Leave me alone.
Training to show off. Like, I worked with Recharge. Like we were on news station.
Yeah, like where it's literally.
I've
been-
done this. I promise.
Yeah, where it's. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to say like I'm better. I'm just trying to say like leave me
I
alone, even if I
swear
train
I've done
differently
this.
than you.
I swear I can do this.
I kind of see
I
this as
love
like
this.
the dynamic of Beatrice and Word from Movie One. It's like, nice, you have to
Here's
validate
what we're
yourself.
also going to do.
Cool.
No,
Uh,
just training.
Okay.
I want to
Cool.
know. First
Been
aid
training
training
to watch
is
my
going to
sweaty
take
muscles.
up, I want to say, a big chunk of time.
No.
This is a question for Psyche. Psyche, I'm going to allow you to, as leader, as of right now, because again, it could change, create a, what's the word I'm going to use? Formation. Like a battle plan. Something where if you, like, and you're going to get, like, final say, but you can all kind of group collab. This is something where if you say, this is the plan, we can really go, because it means Thwack is throwing Toast Boy while Cabaret and Psyche sneak in the back entrance, right? Like,
You will not.
it's well, right, but like you
No,
could just
no,
like
no,
it's
no.
basically making so you can tell me as a
It'll be
DM like
funny.
this plan, and I will let it like
Yeah.
free happen if that
Don't
makes
have a
sense,
flying
and we'll go
person.
until it goes wrong if that
Okay,
makes sense.
I think I'm gonna
If you
do.
throw
I
hard
mean,
enough, you can fly.
Psyche isn't much of like
But
a sporty person, but she understands football and like basketball, and she knows there's different plays that happen. You know.
Sports ball?
So there's like a formation for if there's another flying.
There's offense and
No, sorry.
defense, yeah.
I don't know if this was a sweary one or not.
We can swear a little.
Okay, cool. I used our one F word for today.
No!
I was
come
being careful
on!
with hashtag don't F with Jackson.
Yeah.
well, to make it more accessible.
Right, yeah, I mean, oh,
yeah.
because you couldn't
So-
say the actual word.
I think in the case of another flying foe, I would probably be in the front because I have that Earthbind spell that I can drag him down.
Using that mental
Um,
magic of like grounding
Yeah,
something.
and
I will point out, I'll choke to death. I also have lightning lure, so if you can get them, or if they're not more than 15 feet above the ground, I can also like slam them down.
Gotcha.
And
so
that's-
Toastboy would be in the front with me.
That's part of it. You're basically planning an initiative round right now.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
and-
this is what we're going to do in an initiative, and I will kind of let it happen.
And Cabaret's really fast. They've got a lot of movement.
And I can do flips and or tricks.
Yeah, so they probably won't be too bad in the back because then they can run into action, whack things.
Gotcha, yeah.
I
So,
don't know, I think like, and then if there's like a beefier foe who has like the highest AC, what's y'all's ACs?
Mine is not great. 12.
yeah, Toast Boys is
12?
the lowest.
12?
Well,
Okay, wait,
12.
okay, what
Wow,
level are
when
we
did that happen?
My
What
AC is
level are we
18.
supposed to be at right now?
Level 5.
Okay, good.
Toast
You-
Boy, yeah,
you're
12.
18? 18?
Jeez.
I cannot be punched.
Cabaret has beefed hers, yeah. 18, 16, 12. You've got armor, right?
Yeah, that's-
That suit was made for you, which should have your AC at 15, last I checked.
Okay.
Mine's
So
just
in
Oh,
case-
the
the
scrolling
hardest
wheel says
thing-
it's 15.
Okay, so in the case of a beefier enemy,
It's a buffed leather.
yeah, in the case of a beefier enemy, Cabaret and I could go in front because we have the highest ACs of 18, 16, 15 close behind.
Yeah, you guys are
What
easier
if we
to
did
hit.
like a diamond
Yeah,
pattern
yeah.
where you're in the front and then Thwack and Dove are on either side
Yeah.
and I'm in the back?
Yeah.
Because I'm squishy, but all of my spells have range.
That's
Okay,
fair.
yeah,
He's
that's
a
good.
sniper with
I think that's great. And so with these two formations, being leader right now,
Soldier,
you will
shoot
get to
finger guns.
name
You-
them.
Oh.
Because you can call, like,
I
you
should
can
get out
and
of
name
my
it what you want.
lightning.
I will say
Or out of my
Harold will
toaster
kind of
oven.
like, not throw the bone, but like, as the warriors, we get very technical. Everything's, alpha, beta, gamma, delta. We use, Greek because it just helps. You can name it what you want as long as everyone knows the formation. And that's how that, like, it's a prepped initiative round of, like, you can say, we're running attack pattern, hit them, and as long as everyone knows what that means, I'll go, that's how it's going to happen, and we'll see how the villain responds, and then jump in and initiative that, if that makes sense.
What if we name all of our moves after, like,
I'm still surprised that I have
Suits
a lower
in the deck.
AC than
Suits
the.
in the deck.
so this is like Ace of Diamonds.
Dick a card.
Ace of diamonds, ace of spades.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the other one I was thinking where Cabaret, you would be in like the middle.
middle of the
behind.
triangle. Done. I
Ooh,
can jump over all of y'all.
would that give just Doves a surprise round if the three of us were like a shield in front of
Well,
her?
this is what I'm saying, yes, because the Ace of Diamonds is the plan for flying villains, is what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
Uh-huh.
Where Psyche's taking point with Thwack and Toast Boy immediately close, because you're able to bring them down, you're both hitting,
Yeah.
and Cabaret could then get,
Yeah.
with a successful stealth check, a surprise hit vaulting over. Is
Yeah.
how that formation? Yeah.
So that would
ace
be the Ace of Spades with the
That would be.
Psyche
I'm
surpri-
just
or the
imagining
Cabaret
that
surprise.
is so sick in my mind.
It's that's what this is an interesting campaign where it's like this kind of stuff gets to happen because this is what superheroes get to do, right?
Ace of Clubs. Thwack could be in the front because you got that big old hammer. I think that would be fun. So it's kind of like we have that same general shape, but it depends on.
I'm
who's
saying
in
also
front.
because I was gonna give you like one, maybe two. If you're doing
Okay.
a clever card theme, I'll allow for like a quick Ace of Diamonds is that 4-point
Yeah.
big villain.
And then Ace of Spades is when Cabaret is in the back, and then it's like the same shape, but then like
Wait, so Ace
maybe,
of Diamonds were surrounding the one dude?
Ace of Diamonds were just in the four of us,
Okay.
and then
Ace of Ace of
Spades.
Diamonds, the enemies in the middle, right?
yeah,
Where that way you're all at a 4-point diamond.
yeah. So we
We all
can
got
drag them
flanking.
down into the middle. Yeah.
Yes, diamonds drag down the flying enemy. Wait, excuse me, I got that wrong. Ace of Diamonds is for the flying enemy because
Yeah.
it's a little triangle with Cabaret going over.
Yeah.
Ace of Spades is for big enemies where it's a man. I'm confusing myself.
Okay, wait.
Spades is
Let
the
me-
one with.
Let me explain.
Spades
okay.
is for flying enemies,
Okay.
correct?
Ace of Diamonds is for flying enemies, where I'm at the point, Toast Boy is at the other point, and then I've got Cabaret and Thwack on the side, where I can pull him into the middle of the diamonds.
Yes.
So she pulls them down while we're.
Well, and
around them.
the other
Yeah.
three of you are ready because it's basically
And
you're
then-
all flanking. It gives you
Can
an
pull
advantage.
down, then can also pull down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so if
yeah.
it,
So
well,
I
since the chains
failed,
don't
then.
force them to come, they slowly
Oh,
make them
yeah,
come down.
yeah,
I can
it's-
pull them like and
Mm.
throw them into the.
Yeah.
It's and that's where like the twofold, but then you're both getting advantage because
Yeah.
like our enemies were
And then
flanking
I
with
got
each
that
other
Big
Yeah.
ol' hoppity.
And then Ace of Spades,
Which
it's like
then
a
I
little
could turn
It's-
big point,
big.
and then someone in the
with
middle.
someone
where
Cabaret to jump over for
yeah.
a surprise round.
If
You
I
can turn
if
like
I
a grapple.
did if I did a hop and then
Yeah.
like got on top of him and then turned big.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
No, that's perfect. Okay, I will say yeah, these two are great because Harold is gonna agree. He's gonna help run these, and we'll
And
kind
we
of do
just
that role play in a
flavor-
second, just of that like
Yeah.
once we get it down for your first two formations:
Yeah.
Ace of Diamonds,
And
Ace of
like we can just
Spades.
flavor Ace of whatever, Ace of Clubs, Ace of what's the
Hearts.
as who's in that little central position who can get like the surprise of
Well,
attack.
I was gonna suggest maybe Ace of Hearts is not an attack formation.
Oh,
It's an
okay, I just-
evacuation.
oh,
so it's, or
okay,
like
yeah.
not we run away, but it's like
And
if
that's
there's too
something
many
you'll
people,
eventually
it's
start
like-
planning, right?
Yeah,
like
Ace of
this is-
Diamonds would just be like we grab, or Ace of Hearts would be we're not attacking, we're just grabbing and pulling people out.
Yeah. As of right
Like
now, I will say you've got Ace of
Yeah,
Diamonds and Ace
yeah.
of Spades, which, if you call it in an initiative, it's almost, I won't say a perfect break, but will allow, like, boom, this is how we're doing this,
Okay.
right? Those two will be set, but I like it, right? In the future, it leaves options for hearts. Is for an evac. Clubs could be for, like, a support thing, right? Like, it gives ideas. Clubs, everyone pulls out their mallet and just goes to town.
I mean, I haven't said this on stream, but my main weapon is a great club. Because warlocks don't use weapons, and so I was like, it's a great club. Because it's like
Yeah.
it's a sledgehammer, but instead of a big thing of lead, it's a reinforced toaster on the end of it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Is it pizza? She's done.
Here's what we'll do then. I
Yeah.
would like the following checks as we're about to enter into this kind of like weekish 2-week downtime. Cabaret, you're going to make me some history checks for all the stuff you want. Thwack, you're going to make me
History.
some performance
Okay.
checks for a lot of your fun plans. Psyche, you're going to make me some investigation checks because it's a little bit different. Unlike the history, you're like really researching. And
Could
Toast.
I barter for if I do well on these checks to get proficiency
There's
in
if
acrobatics?
the better you do is like what you guys might get from this.
Okay.
And Toast Boy, your training. Go ahead. We're gonna start by calling it the athletics right now, just because it is a lot of it's working out, right? It's like okay, I'm working out, I'm doing the flips, all that, but we'll kind of condense it for athletics. All four of you make that, and let me know what you got.
Nat 20.
Excellent.
12.
12.
That's with expertise.
But also plus 3 on
Excellent. You train. We'll get to that in a second. Psyche and Thwack, what did you guys get?
I rolled a 19, so makes it 21.
21. Excellent. Thwack.
Well, 17 plus 7, so 24.
24. Excellent rolls. We are going to then kind of go reverse clockwise here, starting with Toast Boy.
I don't have a knife.
And starting with Toast Boy, we have pizza cutters, everything in second drawer down. Because we're not only going to start with TB, we're going to start with other training as well. You guys have a bit of a fun time because you're getting I want to call him special guest star because that's what I use for real people. A fun trainer is going to come on down. The superhero oh right, because they're not a superhero anymore. That's so cool. I forgot that. Coming in very early into this downtime, 2 days later, you are all greeted after school with Harold, and standing next to him is a you could assume probably Indonesian American man, very lovely close cropped hair, but still very tan, possibly Filipino could be that ethnicity. But you see, Harold kind of looks to you all and just goes, Vanguard, welcome back, and are you ready for your first day of medical training?
Please, my cartoon logic is ceasing to work.
You see, he gestured well, may I introduce you to the former Dr. Miracle, Dr. MD Jacob Faith. You see that this man can... Hello, Vanguard. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You too, Doctor.
You see, I was a superhero many years ago, but I realized that my powers are most useful in helping communities and advanced medical technology for everyone in the world. For example, Harold...
we saved your stuff.
You see, Harold kind of nods. He pulls out a Bowie knife and lops off his hand.
That's...
Just starts bleeding
I'm
profusely.
sorry?
Can I do that?
Own hand. His hand is bleeding now profusely. Dr. Faith goes, not to worry, we planned this. You watch Dr. Faith pull off his own hand cleanly, place it on the hand stump of Harold, and watches the hand, again, very tan Filipino hand, slowly starts becoming a little more Caucasian, Latino, right? That much lighter, hair becomes a little more darker, and after a moment, it looks like a normal hand. You see Dr. Faith, now Senior, does not have a hand, though, currently. And Senior goes, it's an impressive power.
So if you cut off enough of him and put him back together, does that then make him you?
My doctorate
how often
is
have
in
you get-
neuroscience, not in theology.
But surely you've heard of the ship of Theseus.
Everyone's heard of the ship of Theseus.
Okay, just because I'm a little bit anxious about that.
Here's
as well.
what's important to
University
know.
of Sight steering bullshit.
The hand that Harold cut off is dead tissue within the next hour.
We just left it?
Monty is immediately coming over because
Monty.
Delicious hand.
Monty.
Can we not feed him human flesh?
You see,
Thank
Harold's gonna pick up his
Eat it,
own hand and
Monty!
he's gonna go dispose of it. Because Dr. Faith's gonna
Because
see with you
that's
guys.
kind of gross.
No, we don't eat human flesh.
Well, it is great to meet you. We only have a little bit of time before school, so can we get into
Oh, this is after school. He came
Okay,
after
sorry, you
school.
said 7 a.m.
Oh, that was for just prep CPR. This is where the training really
Okay.
begins. As Dr. Faith is going to start instructing you, he goes, my power has a unique ability of cellular change that my body, whether external or internal, can adapt to the biological DNA sequencing of the human that I put it with. I would say, Mr. Thwack, I don't believe that my body could help yours, as it does have limitations also with extraterrestrial biology. But my body seems to be a perfect donor match for any human on the earth. Yes.
Dub is legitimately eating popcorn because she's.
Pull out popcorn. How you doing?
How you doing? Let's say just hypothetically, someone definitely dies, right? Like, because no one for a prank would put, like, the tag they put on dead bodies' toes, right? Let's say, hypothetically, someone dies, and they definitely know that their skin was being ripped from them, and then they wake up in the middle of a field apparently 3 weeks later with no defects.
That sounds like magic, not science.
I'm sorry, magic exists?
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought all magic was a form of science, people!
According to my debriefing, Miss Psyche, your powers stem from sources of magic, I believe.
I thought
I
it was like a
wouldn't-
form of like mind manipulation, like,
As well as I'd assume,
psych-
Mr. Thwack, and your strange properties.
Yeah, I
mean,
think it might have
thought
been a curse or something.
I was kind of just experimented on,
Well,
but I guess that could be magic.
I'm a straight up metahuman, so
metahumans I understand. To my understanding, according to different tests that warriors have helped run, according to your mentors, your powers seem to be more magical in nature, though experimentation is a part. I've written many books and theses on this very subject of magic and science, but I will admit I myself am still trying to learn magic as I deal more with
I
scientific
take a knife and I
discovery.
cut off a piece of my skin.
I would
Why?
suggest
No.
he takes a
I
knife
take a
quick
petri
out
dish. No, do not, sir.
of...
And like, can you
I
analyze
took
this?
an
'Cause you're a
oath.
doctor.
He cuts off a little bit of his
No,
remaining palm,
don't.
puts it on yours.
I was trying to ask if you could analyze my DNA cells and see if there are
Yes,
anything
I
similar
can.
like yours.
But as a doctor, I took a
you
Hippocratic
know there's
oath,
DNA
and I
in your
want to help
hair,
you.
right? You could have just.
Yeah, there's
I go
DNA.
up to my hair and like the hair, and it's literally like I'm pulling out flame. Oh, my hair that totally exists. You actually look and see there is no hair on her arms.
I'm gonna make a quick check. Actually, that's an important point.
Although I will say, if we
you
were-
have tiny hairs
Tiny
on your
hairs,
arms.
but why would
yeah,
I pull
but
them out? They
well,
hurt.
that would hurt. That would hurt. But
Oh, and slitting off your own.
Dr.
That
Faye
would hurt
Conrad's-
worse.
Vanguard,
Wow.
please.
Sorry,
My
Dev
point
and I
is to
have been
help you
going
all
through it.
understand more about the basics of superhero medical attention and
Yeah,
how
sorry, sir.
we can
Me.
in the field. Every person is different. We all know that no matter what form, whether magic, meta, or other, our bodies run on energies. The important thing is understanding our body's energies, our points of strength and weakness, and learning how, when we are weakened, what we can do to make it stronger. Yes.
This is more a DM question than
Yes,
a
go for it.
psyche to doctor. But since I am a spellcaster, could
Mhm.
I like trade in my what was it? Thunderwave for like a healing?
This is, yes, like for you specifically, and for other people, this is where we'll go more like whether you get like proficiencies or items. But no, that's exactly what this kind of moment is. Dr. Faith is going to show up like over the next week or so. He's not here like every day, but when he arrives, he's going to take you guys through some classes, learning like, but very introspective. Let's learn about our bodies. Let's talk about the basics, and even for you,
I
Black, it's
definitely give him like.
oh,
just, like,
he's
take a
he
little-
loves talking
Take
with
a
you.
little data.
Because as far as
So
this,
like-
yeah, this is a form of magic and ink as far as like stuff he's finding out. But it's then learning like what we're going to
Can
do
I
then
take a
is
pen?
let's.
Snap it and pour it on plaque.
That's the same as
Why?
pouring just straight chemicals into a bloodstream.
Why?
That
That
Though-
happened to me.
Blood is made up of chemicals and elements. We want to find correct portions, and that's what he's going to help do, especially for people that are
And
natural.
maybe Psyche, just as leader, is going to be maybe stop cutting yourself.
I wasn't
And-
cutting myself. I broke open a pen. Oh, I did cut myself.
Oh, I did cut myself. That's
you
great.
did just purposely cut off a chunk of your skin.
I
did.
Recently, so maybe
recent-
let's stop doing that and stop wearing some on
Important to know, as the kind of weeks go on too, you notice Dr. Faith's hand is slowly growing back.
You see, my arm
Um,
is fully open and I'm playing with my wires, but it's like there's a hatch. Like,
And what Dr. Faith, the equivalent of, you are allowed to take a healing spell of the list that you will know. Thwack, he is going to help create with you 3 magic healing potions is what we'll call them. So they'll act kind of like healing potions, but using mixtures of ink and magic, sending them off to the lab, basically, like to the pyramid where other hero magicians could, like, kind of experiment. That, as far as you can tell, are things that will help heal you. For both of you, you're going to be getting not only med packs, but what I will also say is, and you're going to have to write this down, you have advantage on one medical check once per day. And that can be used at any time for any reason, but it's not true proficiencies yet, nor like, shall we say, like, oh, I always have advantage. But you get a 1 a day free advantage on a medicine check.
Is that those 3?
Everyone. Including play. Because it's not like, this is the base stuff of, like, we've gone through a Red Cross first aid training of CPR, clearing airways, bleeding out. And even for thwack of, like, yes, your body may be magic, but it seems to function kind of humanoid-like. So, like, if a limb is missing, let's think about tourniquets or things that we don't know how they help, but it will offer advantage.
So we get
it's once a
healer's
day,
kits?
Healer's kits, yes. That's part of the stuff. But you, Thwack, get those specific, these work for you. All of you get healer's kits of, like, you'll incorporate into your suits bandages, first aid, hydrogen peroxide vials, things that will help in cleaning wounds, doing stuff.
Can I just, like, hand each of them one of those vials? Here you go. In case I...
Smart.
Yeah, I'd rather you not die.
Each of you now have a magic healing vial.
That you can pour on me, but only when I'm dying.
Emotionally or physically?
Physically.
Alright.
And Dr. Faith, by the end of about 2 weeks of his lessons, training, experimentation, because it's like, one day it's, he's with you guys in your training center, right? Like, Dr. Faith, Jacob Faith takes you in and, like, kind of gives you all, like, straps you up to treadmills, like, let's talk about cardio today. But other days, it's very much like you're all sitting in a room with books. It's like, let's look more into, like, biology and, DNA. And then other days, it's straight up like, let's go walking through the woods and talk about, ecosystems and stuff, right? Like, he's kind of giving you your beginner's guide to 10 years of medical study.
Honestly, this is a lot better than the health
thank you,
they
chat,
tried
for
to give
blessing
us
me.
over at the high school, where they just said, here's anatomy.
This is, it's high intensive anatomy, which might help you with your normal classes, which we'll get to. Plates are there.
Did I find anything on my dad at all?
We're getting to that.
Okay.
First, I'm going through, like, the big stuff everyone gets. Sorry, I should have made that clear.
No, you good.
Because school status is the other big thing everyone gets to know about. Important to note, whereas Toast Boy had, unfortunately, Saturday detention that you went to, but had a good coming-of-age story with a bunch of misfits. A jock, a preppy, a geek. One might even call you, like, a lunch group or a dinner gang. It was kind of later afternoon. But Toast Boy comes back, fisty there, everyone like, hey, come on, we're training.
Toast Boy, come on.
Oh, come on, we've all seen the
Wait,
Breakfast
did I
Club.
get in trouble for just like not coming with you?
No, because important to know, for the rest of you, it was that, like, hey, it was a lot of stress. Because, like, not just you guys, it was that, like, other students also were like, I'm gonna go call my dad who works there, or like, yo, I'm just straight up skipping class too. So unless you were doing, like, aggravated stuff, no one else got in trouble. Thank you. In school, this is where we're going to start kind of going to individual people. Toast Boy, training has been going very well. Harold has been kind of taking you through some of his regime. He does a lot of, like, technical work, right? Like, he's like, hey, we're going to go on a treadmill, we're going to do some weights, but let's, like, focus in on our power. So, like, for you, it's like, basically, like, 2 car batteries. It's like, how much charge can I input, output?
Can I also be turning the, like, the treadmill's not plugged in?
Yes.
I'm just, like, trying to keep it turned on just by being around me.
It's that,
Ayo.
technical style of training. Where like for Harold, it's hey, I'm gonna literally work out my voice. I'm gonna do vocal practices, like what's high lows, like really stretch my vocal cords, right? Because that's important for that kind of training. Yes.
Maybe this is a for the future thing,
Mhm.
but can I enlist Toast Boy to make me some cool tech or help me make some cool tech?
I'll start on it.
Cool.
I'll just use the nuclear tail I had that would let me make some really cool stuff. Oh wait.
You're not gonna get any sympathy for nuclear weapons, my guy.
I don't
It's
know.
not a weapon. Well, that is. Nuclear technology is not all weapons.
Harold leans over. He's doing some weight training. It's a weapon.
I mean, I trust in Toast Boy. He did eventually find the bug.
You did.
So-
You did find the bug. That's good. Psyche, studying in, looking at this yarn too. What's interesting, and what I will say on a very high 21, the yarn itself seems to be that classic component yarn, right? Like, you're seeing the normal fibers, everything. The difference is it seems to have a residual magical effect. That definitely, that whatever Nitwit does to yarn, it is not scientific. It doesn't change like the chemical properties, right? And it's that fun, like, let's do a burn test, let's do a microscope sample, comparison. That whatever this was seems to have been a magically affected thing, which is good to know. It actually helps increase that. It's been theorized, like under his file, people theorized he was possibly magical. It didn't seem like a meta power, but now we know for sure, yes, this is a magic-based thing that he seems to do. As well as Psyche, you look up a bit about your family, and on a 21, find that after, or should I say around the time that it just became you, your mom, your brother, your dad dropped off the world. That quit his job at a local pharmacy tech place. Not a lot of stuff, like no new address, looks like, kicked out of an apartment, but stuff was sent, just repoed. Not a lot is found. And as far as you can tell, the past 3 years have been blank. That most status stuff, like different collection agencies for like overdue bills or rent, it was that like at one point they tried to go to your mom, and your mom went, don't even try it, and they were like, all right. And so most people like consider missing or dead is what a lot of official documents are saying now. Thwack, you've been studying really well. We'll actually get to a bit of a school check for all of you in a bit. And Kelly thinks you're insufferable. You can tell. It's that like, good lord. You, though, make school news when very tastefully you leak that like selfie at the Addison Rae concert. And it's that cool stuff where like you're in it and you're like not looking at the camera, but it's like, oh, you can see you as on stage, and so school goes wild. With this, what you're realizing, Thwack, your true popularity is now starting to emerge. A lot of people like, Bellamy knows people, he's cool, like confident. A lot of people want to be like friends with you, but E has been like acting more as that bouncer, even though he physically can't do anything. I'm just like keeping like groupies away, shall we say, in high school. Those like, hey, we want to sit with you, and he's like, we were here first. Just kind of keeping that general calm.
Become the thing you sort of destroy.
Cabaret.
I still talk to people though.
Excuse me. The Warriors document is available for you guys. Like, you can read mission logs from other pros and superheroes. Unless they're like solo work, they usually don't keep records. But like for the Warriors, like, hey, let's like journal our findings.
First off,
The nuclear power. Here's what I'll give you first. Sorry.
Because I also asked about my parents. And I want to.
That's going to come later. Unfortunately, I'm saying the Nat 20's more for the power plant.
Okay.
Because in this record, it looks like this was one person. According to a lot of the stuff, when they called in, like, the Mark, especially Marcus is really good detective-wise. Again, when you work on the ground, just kind of train your eye. As far as people can tell, one person in and out, but knew where to hit all the right buttons. And so right now, according to Marcus, Merlin, and Recharge also, is that whoever this is was told about the workings. This didn't look like a factory worker. Everyone was accounted for, so whoever got in was told what to look for, told where to go. And on a Nat 20, you realize that not only did the tail get definitely taken from there, that was kind of already heavily implied. The tail was the target in the first place.
So whoever hit this has been literally targeting us to get the tail back.
To you guys. Like, again, like,
Yeah.
it wasn't just getting the tail, it was someone broke in, knew what they were doing, instructed how, just for the tail.
Just to put in our car with a bug.
Just to put in our.
Just to bug you guys. It's why the Warriors... It's that, again, they weren't keeping this information, but on the Net 20, you're realizing they were never going to, like, sit down and talk to you guys, because in the notes, like, you know, Hero's notes is, we're going to keep a very close eye on the Vanguard. We're going to send Harold, who's an excellent recon expert, because we want to know why...
As he gets captured, the first fight we have when he arrives.
It's rough, right? But it's like, we need to know why they targeted these kids. Like, that's pretty intense to go through all those lengths. In terms of your family, Cabaret...
Ava Abrams Dawson and Jacob Dawson. Well, I
Sounds
know
like a camp.
where Ava is. She's 6 feet under. I just want to look at her obituary, and then I know who I'm looking for.
Obituary. In the Chicago State Penitentiary, currently serving 50 to life,
50 to life.
and currently in the midst of a murder trial, is your father. It's a lot of public stuff. It's not big news, but it is the... It looks like a...
Well, I don't know if it was a crime of passion or serial killer. I want to look into this.
This what... Not serial killer. There's certain, like, specifications. It looks like your dad was involved in a job with, like, what looks like organized crime, and killed, like, someone in a deal gone wrong, and so is now basically fighting the charges of this was self-defense, and so he's still willing to serve basically for life, but it's fighting away harsher penalties or death penalty. Because not a lot of people, it's like that, this is a bit of a trial case of, like, we want to make an example out of organized crime in Chicago, and so it's that it doesn't seem like it'll stick, but this is probably going to drag on for a year or so, because this is something that happened.
Okay. Can I, Cabaret's like, talk to herself. Can't believe I'm kind of like in like one of the breakfasts, it's like, hey, is anyone available this Saturday to do something?
I don't have all day to go to Disneyland, but yeah.
It's not okay. This is definitely not going to be at Disneyland.
Harold, full on toothbrush mouth. Guys going to Disneyland?
Not this
Well, I
Saturday.
wanna
I'm
go to
busy in the
Disneyland.
afternoon.
Oh, sweet. I'm down next weekend. I got some stuff though this weekend.
Yeah, that works.
Um,
Yeah, I'm free until like
thanks.
noonish. What's up?
Do you have, well, okay, if you guys all want to come, that actually would make me feel a lot better. I have someone to visit in the Chicago State Penitentiary.
Oh. Oh, word. Is
So,
it somebody that you fought before, or?
It's my dad.
Oh, word, so has somebody fought before?
He fought
Okay,
me.
good.
But I didn't know how to fight back. I want to confront him and get him out of my life completely, because he for context, kind of just. Now the term is ghosting, but I don't know if you can really ghost your daughter while she's at her gymnastics practice, but.
Abandoned.
Child abandonment.
Yeah. Yeah. The Mark has been trying to get me into therapy because I hate that word. But are you guys down?
Yeah,
think
Harold
it's a
passed by.
clown.
There's we've got a therapist in Pyramid if you guys need
Yeah, they
sessions.
scare me.
Yeah,
I'm not
Psyche
sure.
is
Do
gonna
it.
be-
Spits out. Yeah, I'll sign you guys up. Honestly, I go usually about every quarter or so.
I'm
It's
feeling
helpful.
pretty tuned up for now, but it's good to know they're there.
Oh yeah, no, we try to really cover our bases, physical and mental health.
Yeah, absolutely. So wait, Disneyland next weekend, this Saturday. We're
This
going to do that.
weekend, confronting my father, who's
Pulls out his phone. You're dealing with your dad now. Next weekend, are we gonna go like early morning or later? I just want
To
to make
Disney.
sure.
Oh,
full
early
day.
morning!
Full day.
Full day!
Oh, you guys want to do full day? Okay, sorry.
Like,
I can
okay,
do a half day. I don't
Doug
think I can
pulls out
block
a
out.
full
We're not
folder
going to
of like,
Kingdoms
this is
and
how we're
spending
getting every
half
fast
day.
pass.
Okay, fine. I'll
My
come.
parents.
You know,
Oh.
we can go multiple times.
I can go. I'll come in the
You can
morning
go to
with you
Disney
guys.
multiple times?
We live
What?
like a few miles away.
That's true.
from
We
it.
could just go for like a few.
Guys, I
What
grew
if
up
we
in
go-
Detroit my whole
Okay,
life.
the
I
thing I
can
have on
go-
Saturday
We'll
afternoon
get
is a date
season
with Holly.
passes.
What if we just go visit your dad in the morning, Disneyland in the afternoon?
Actually, I'd like that, because I don't know how this is going to go.
And then anything we don't hit.
So
we
you're
can do
gonna
the
go get
next
Holly
weekend
while
too.
they go. It's
Oh,
clever.
but
No,
no, guys,
I'll
by the way,
Oh.
apparently the whole break-in was literally just to get the tail to us and bug it.
Yeah, I got that by context.
Yeah.
I punched Black in the face
Wait,
I'm gonna spray.
so they meant to get us the
Cabaret.
tail, but
to bug it.
we found the bug and destroyed the bug, and then you still made me give up the tail. You know what? If it comes back again, I'm keeping it.
Well,
You
if
know what
it
they
comes
say: if
back,
you love something, let it go. If it's
And
a
I did.
nuclear lizard tail,
Twice.
maybe
Well,
don't keep it. But
if it
like,
comes-
look closely.
we just wanted to get rid of the radioactivity, and then you could have it
Yeah.
back.
Guys, the radioactivity was all gone.
Anyway, Psyche,
But then it was bugged. and we
you'll
wanted
never
to see if
know
they
for
were
sure.
more.
Psyche, just.
But for some
just in the
reason,
back of
somebody
her
is
head,
super
I think she's
interested in
gonna
us
be a
that
little
isn't
wary of
the dude that knits.
Dove going to
You know?
prison
Yeah.
to see her dad. To
Okay.
Get him out of her life completely. That sounds a little evil.
Oh, are we going to
A
kill
little
him?
bit.
No, I'm not gonna kill my dad. I just want to confront him why he
I didn't
left
say
me.
any of that out loud.
We're not going as heroes.
Sorry, I thought
That's
that was
just,
being.
that's just Psyche's thought process.
It's a big thing to be like
It's like-
suddenly.
it's like-
Oh, we're gonna go visit my
Oh,
dad.
somebody
It's
who
like,
has
oh.
the tendency to
I'm
punch
gonna
allies
dress
wants to
up-
take care of something.
So,
Oh yeah, no, I need
You're
you guys
all
to all
going
put
to
on
prison.
like the charms.
and
I'm gonna
then you're
wear-
gonna go to Disneyland.
I'm
but
gonna
you're
wear
gonna
my
like,
glasses,
go to Holly
and I'm just
stuff
gonna,
and-
like-
okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the day
The
plan.
itinerary.
Like,
Um,
you can talk to your dad, but then I'm gonna find some, like, random inmate and pretend to be their child, and I'll be like, what the? Yeah, that'll be funny.
Can we
You know,
not
that's why-
traumatize more people than
Let's
already
go to
need be
prison, gang.
Let's go to prison.
And we will go to prison after the break.
Prison, you deserve it.
This is where we're gonna take a
Prison
break.
to
Those in chat, we'll
Disneyland.
see you in about 5 minutes, maybe 10. We'll take a quick break, but we will be back. Thank you so much. And we are back on stream. Thank you all so much for your patience and waiting. We are going to take in this day after it's been a couple weeks again of like studying and learning, and Saturday morning rolls around bright and early. All of you take the transporter pad and it drops you off in the windy city of Chicago. Is in fact very overcast and windy today. All of you are like, wow, it's fall. I should have brought like a heavier coat even for this town. But
I didn't. I
without-
knew what area of the country we were going to. I brought my coat.
you brought a coat.
Your ink dries.
But it's like, yeah, it's like it's not cold, but you're like, oh,
Uncomfortable.
this is the effect of cold.
This is an uncomfortable feeling.
And I will ask, to get to the state penitentiary, it's only going to be about, for the four of you, just like $5 basically on average for just quick bus fare and stuff.
Done.
I'm the one dragging him along. I'll pay for it.
You want to pay it? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say.
Dove, we chose to come with you. We're not gonna make you pay.
I'll make you pay.
Okay. And I appreciate both of those comments.
I'm gonna sneaky pay.
Nice. I'm just gonna roll a dice.
Rack is saving
Cool.
up.
Psyche sneakily pays first. Yeah, but it's like $5.
Easy.
On the bus going through, before long you see the state penitentiary rising. I want to ask right now, while you may be in civilian clothes, is there anything specific you want to do to like be civilian right now, or is this more just a general like I'll look like my high school persona, if that makes sense?
I'll get one of them Chicago dogs
So-
from that roach coach.
Yeah.
we are also
cover-
going to get dogs. Side note, also we should look at the bean. Thirdly,
You say we're gonna get dogs. I immediately start walking into a pet store.
no,
Fine.
don't
All
let
right.
my dogs.
Monty's
Yes.
getting a friend or a snack.
But she's actually going to be using, because the charm can just basically, it's like an illusion charm, right? The hair is not going to be as dark and black as it normally is. It's going to be a very lighter brown, and instead of it being short, it's going to be long into a high ponytail.
Excellent. My question then, are you going to try to look more like Naomi, if that makes sense?
I want to look like Naomi, yes.
Okay. As you guys approach, feeling confident, you are able to walk pretty easily to the visitor center. The lady working at the desk looks up. You see this much, darker, probably like Nigerian African woman. Just, hello, how are you all doing today? What can I do for you?
Doing well, ma'am. Can we visit one of the inmates?
Visiting. Yeah, can I get a name?
Jacob Dawson.
Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. Visitation with that is going to require reporter's passes or higher credentials.
My name is Naomi Dawson.
Oh, do you have identification ID?
I pull out, because, I was 9. I pull out my membership card that my dad got me when I was, maybe... Because they definitely started me on gymnastics before my mother died.
You see this woman, I will say, just kind of we would need a form of state or legal identification, unfortunately.
Never mind, it was a dumb idea. Thank you, ma'am.
Hey,
Have a nice day.
we all know what a shitty guy he is. He abandoned her when she was 9. She was lost in the foster system for a long time. To make one exception.
If you'd like to make me a persuasion check, you can.
I'm gonna help him because
And here's because you have you have the persuasion
I'll help you.
Okay.
help you. So Toast Boy is going to help you because you have to have that persuasion skill to offer the help. So that works perfect.
Yeah, and I do have. Do you have to have proficiency in it?
Yes,
In order
yeah.
to get
Okay,
help.
so you could help me, but you just go ahead and roll flat.
If you want to roll flat.
You go much better at add to it.
Well, that was a natural 2, so 10.
I'll give the help action.
can I do a
have
perform?
proficiency in
That's a
persuasion.
nat 20.
Should have rolled.
Damn it.
I'm gonna say before something happens, something will happen before more ideas can be brought forth. You see, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I legally can't let anyone in unless you have identifiable proof of next of kin or other higher clearance.
Can I?
Excuse me, ma'am, where's your bathrooms?
We have bathrooms, yes. You're gonna go down the hall all the way until you see the large topiary.
Psyche's gonna slip into the bathroom, text the group chat. I have a plan.
Okay.
Ma'am, he abandoned me when I was 9. I don't have my birth certificate.
You're going to then
I
you
had
will
foster
have
parents
to.
and lose that because they actually.
In which case, I understand, but again, I would need you to try either going to local courthouses to find other forms of records, other ways. But at this time, I don't think I can let you in, darling. I'm so sorry.
It's fine as we look.
So yeah, what did you want to text everyone for the plan?
I need Cabaret Dove to meet me in the bathrooms.
I go to the bathroom.
And then
Also, I can't even go
Quack
and get legal
and-
identification because I'm dead legally.
Quack and
Sorry,
Toast Boy. Can
didn't
you,
mean
like,
to dump
watch-
that on you guys.
Watch out.
Yeah. I could be a distraction.
Which we may or may not need.
May or may not.
Because
I'd
I have a
rather
little
not
thing
cause-
called invisibility.
Okay.
Which makes me another willing creature invisible for like what, up to an hour or something?
Up to an hour.
But that's like deep in a prison. That's
Yeah.
dangerous stuff.
Okay.
This isn't a meta prison. Again, that kind of stuff. This is just a state penitentiary.
Okay.
Yeah,
People
it's
with meta
not
powers
gonna-
will be brought out because of that knowledge of. If some people of powers, you don't know if they're going to turn invisible. People getting in, maybe, but.
And I want to make like, would it be like an insight or investigation to like be like, is there another way into this cell block at least?
Here's what we're gonna do, because that's smart. You and
'Cause,
Cabaret
like,
can
I
turn
want to
invisible.
just like turn invisible until we can get to.
It's going to be a quick. I want both of you actually to make me investigation checks, because it's not only getting in, it's getting to the cell.
And maybe not being spotted by,
Which also, Cabaret is also not having a funky fresh time anymore because she's had that conversation with other people when she was trying to prove that she existed.
It's a real problem, but yeah, that's the thing. Is like definitely, if anyone who claimed this can go in, it's just that kind of stonewall rule.
Psyche's gonna use her awesome persuasion to be like, you exist to me, you exist to us. We're here for a reason. Let's get in. Let's get
Thwack
out.
and Toast Boy, how are you distracting this woman so she doesn't wonder where they've gone?
I mean, I asked
Hear
for
me
a
out. I
bathroom,
text the
so-
group.
Well, yeah,
say,
but like
she's
after
having
a certain
a-
amount of time, it's like, okay, who's in the bathroom for 40 minutes, right? Like,
Right. Okay.
yes.
You know how
I
I
have
said
a
I
real way
wanted
to
to
talk about
pull shenanigans and try and get in and see someone that I wasn't actually related to and pull a, hey, I'm related to you shenanigan? I did my research, came up with a list of names I could try, and I want to go through all of them. Every single person, and I want to come
Glasses on, glasses off, but with a slightly different
back,
nose.
back, have the cool kid glasses. I'm just gonna like walk out, like 2 minutes later, come back in and try it again. I'm just like,
Go ahead and roll me that performance for sure, and I will give you advantage.
And I rolled
Also-
a 19 on that
yeah.
insight.
I text
Excellent.
the group chat. Maybe
Oh,
you
it's
just
an
say
insight.
that
That's a
we're
23.
making out. I don't know.
Cabaret, what did you get for your roll?
Roll for what?
This is insight because it's like, it's enough. I'm not going to say not that you were ever planning to break in or out, but it's like you're going to learn the
Oh.
schematics. Like, okay, this is like doors and entrances.
16 plus 6. I can't do math.
22 and a 23. Both are high enough to beat the DC 20. Here's what you would know. You could probably sneak in. There's going to be a time where doors will be opening and closing. And you're only going to have problems once you get to the cell block.
That's true.
Because these
I
are
can't
individual
invisibly
cells.
talk
These
through
are,
that.
especially for like on trial inmate. He's alone right now. Until things are cleared up, he'll go to like general, I don't want to say boarding, but like general rooms. So you would have decent time until he gets to the cell block, and then it's going to be like you just got to make choices as I give them to you, kind of quick fire decisions.
Question. With the research beforehand, was he in the penitentiary when the incident happened or after?
Oh, after.
So he would have been notified.
As far as you know.
Great. I'm
Maybe.
a little bit more angry. Gosh. Cool.
So.
I invisible us.
Okay.
Invisib.
Here we go. As you two sneak in, about 5 minutes, there is a general, a guard is coming in for his shift. You walk through with him. Walking through this jail, you pass by every so often. People out and about, inmates going to and from different rooms, guards going post to post. You were not spotted, and you were thinking that, again, because this may be a bit of magic, looking at the cameras and wondering, do they have infrared? But if it's magic, that's different than biological invisibility.
Right.
You can't make a camera for magic invisibility. Like, that requires magic too.
And they can't install that in every prison.
Right, again, there's why there's specific big prisons for, like, meta prisoners of that level, too, of caliber. Because sometimes these are like, hey, we'll keep you in meta cuffs, honestly, basically most of the time, right? Like, as long as you can move your arms, like, that's...
Meta collar.
Right, like, it's easy to then say, like, we don't need all the bells and whistles.
Meta bells.
Here we go. This is going to be a bit of quick fire, so it'll be just first, you are coming up on the cell blocks.
Okay.
First thing you notice, the door into these higher cell blocks is currently closed, but there's a guard
Yes.
in... No, you didn't. Both of them have to be off.
Okay.
Other way.
Other way.
Thank you.
Off time.
It's just like,
Here we go. Starting into this kind of quick time event of like, it's just kind of how you want to do it quick. Doors closed, probably locked, but there is like a little guard terminal with a door leading into it, like behind a pane of glass, where you could assume it would unlock it. What would you like to do?
I just nodded at all of that and absorbed none of that. So
You're good.
what happened?
Hear me out. What
Door
if I
to the
use...
cells, what you need, is closed. There's a little guard station in a room with a door, pane of glass. What's the first idea?
Okay.
See this.
I have a first idea.
Okay.
So I have the ability of like elements where I can create like a certain shape with any element.
You gotta be faster, because if you wait too long, I'll start giving you more stuff.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna use rock and kind of put my hand up to the lock.
Okay.
You know, like take a little bit of the asphalt near a corner and make a key that I can then dissolve as we
Okay.
go in.
Here we go. Make a quick Arcana check. See if that works.
Plus 6 at 17.
17. I'll give out 17. Breaks in the lock. You realize that this is an electronic lock.
Crap! I
This
need
door,
to, I turn it
it's
to
more
sand.
than just a key. There's it's a key card key.
Okay, I turn the rock to sand, so
Okay.
then the lock isn't
Dissolve
broken.
that. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
If it's an electric lock, I have lightning bolt.
You want to try it?
Short the
I
system.
have to.
that's
like,
a big old.
That's a big spell.
That's a big one.
But I also have what's it called? The feature where I can like make spells. Less spell. Careful spell. That's what it is.
Careful spell. Oh, clever. Cool. Yes. Before big guard shift happens, where people will be walking by, if you spend that point real quick, you careful spell unlock. You hear that hum of electricity that was in the back of your head, and you don't realize it until it's gone. Door, you hear click, and the door just slides open with the locking mechanism disabled.
I wanna
Immediately, though,
Do the spell again to.
there is an alarm that goes up, not like a big, like an auditory alarm, but you see a visual alarm inside the room. As guard immediately is looking panicked, just kind of like clicking, and you see a couple guards are already walking this way.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let's go
short
through the
back.
door.
Like,
Short back.
close it
You
behind
spend
us.
then, another point, short it back, it will reinstate, close. as you're walking, you see two of the guards that were in here are walking back towards the door now. Because again, like, that's bad for anything to malfunction, so immediately there's a lot of people going to that point.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's better for us because that's less guards that are going to be
Further
Exactly.
Daddy-O's cell.
As you come close, then here comes a pure luck check. Was it the guards by his cell that went? On a nat 13 it was.
Hey.
As you approach, you realize that... oh, excuse me. I think if we're being... I forgot to mention this. You've used also a third point because you would have had to twin spell invisibility to do both of you.
If I cast it high enough.
Oh yeah, if you just upcast. Excuse me.
No, she upcasted.
Right, because that was my, like,
That
making
was my
sure
intention with
if you
having
upcast
the
instead of doing a twin spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I have
Um,
twin spell yet.
Approaching this cell, you see a man sitting on a bed. Close cut hair, very like it's that bald but still just scruff around. Leg is bouncing, staring at a point in the wall, not talking.
I'm
Behind
gonna keep myself invisible, but I'll just take my hand off of Dove.
to drop that.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, before you do, I kind of like hold on to your hand. I look at any security cameras in this hallway. So they don't just see a girl appearing and disappearing.
There is a security camera pointed at this. It's very that Silence of the Lambs. It's a plexiglass pane with like another, key card lock that would be needed to get in and out of just this room, and there is a camera position so it can see like the room and anyone standing outside of it. So if you wanted to, you would have to like be all the way against the back of the wall,
Okay.
like of the hallway, where that's
Would I
pure
be able
luck
to
where
sit
a
against the back
guard
of the wall?
walking by might see you. Like if you're all the way up towards the glass, right? No one walking by would see you, but a camera sees you immediately.
I wanna
All the
make,
way at
like,
the
an
wall.
Insight just to make sure, like, okay, you have X amount of time. Say
Yeah.
your piece. I'm gonna just
Go be a lookout.
go be a lookout.
I'll allow it. So I will tell you before something
And I'll
happens.
still be invisible. On
Yes. It, you ready to drop?
I'm against the wall. I sit against the wall. Do I
So
know
they're
that
in
I
blind
won't be
spot.
caught in the camera?
Okay.
In the blind spot?
Yeah, blind. Again, it's that there's about a foot and a half of blind spot because again, anyone that's in a blind spot would be caught by a guard usually at this point. It's that give and
Yeah.
take. You drop it. Guy doesn't move because he doesn't really notice any changes. Just something in the corner of his eye moves.
Why? Why did you leave me there? I'm over here.
Looks at you, starts crying. Fuck, man. It's back again. What next? Is your mom gonna appear again too? I'm tired of seeing you guys.
I'm real.
No, you're not. You're in my head.
I
I know
punched
you're in
the
my
wall.
head. I know you're in my head. You're punching the wall?
Okay, not fully.
No,
but
too late. Too late. You, Crackula, I'm making a sound luck check. No one seems to be coming yet, but it did make... You heard that noise. It's that, like, look around like, what was that crack in the wall? Oh, man. What's going on?
It's actually me, Dad.
What? This man looks so addled. Not in a he's taking drugs way, but things have happened to him so often he doesn't look well.
Clearly giving you the medical attention you need in here.
Naomi, what's going on? You're not really real. You died. You disappeared, and then
Well, then
I
why
couldn't
didn't you come
find
to
you.
claim my body?
oh, because they
No
got
one
me.
came to claim my body, Dad.
They got me. What the fuck kind of ghost are you? I can't find a body when there's no body. There's no one. I can't find anyone.
Dad? How did you get in here?
I should have seen it coming. I mean, you disappeared and your mom and everything, and So I needed the money, and so I was.
Disappeared. You left me at gymnastics practice.
No, they grabbed me, and they said it was a quick job, and by the time I get back, you're gone, and I spent weeks
A
looking for
foster
you.
agent came and picked me up and said that you weren't coming back.
What foster agent? I never went to the foster. I was with the police the whole time. But then they spooked them, and so the guys, they drugged me deeper because they didn't like I was hanging out with the cops so much. I was trying to find you. What the hell? Yeah. I know, I shouldn't have been... It was just quick jobs. You know, you keep a little something in your car and you drop it off every so often, but suddenly you're gone, and when I kept trying to go to police, they kept bringing me back.
I was in the foster system for years thinking you
Fuck,
didn't
I didn't
care.
know. I thought you were dead, girl.
Well, I mean, they legally think I'm dead now.
Yeah,
I got
'cause
pushed.
I had to sign those papers. That was it. That was that last. And then they kept me in, and then they kept me doing so much. And now I'm here, and it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. You see, he goes back to that same position where he's staring at the wall, but just muttering, "It's not my fault."
How much time do we have?
Here we go. I'll let you know.
I
Guard's
should
coming
probably-
right now.
I'm collecting her, no matter if Cabaret is done or not.
It's on in that one. There's a guard walking your way.
I'm
if you don't go
collecting
now.
her.
As you grab, immediately invisible, you watch as your dad notices you go invisible. That's, oh, I knew you were real. I didn't do it. They set me up. I'm innocent. I'm in. Guard is already walking, just like, hey, shut up.
I want to trip the guard.
No.
But not by
No.
I am
Let
not-
me explain!
I am
That's-
not letting Cabaret do
Okay.
that.
That
I
is
am not
a.
letting
I
her
will
do
say
that.
easy opposed, no
By
roll.
collecting.
You were both grabbing each other because
By collecting, I mean
Yeah,
collecting.
if you
Cabaret.
touch a guard, that's over. That's like a game over. I'll give that. So it's that. I mean, you're grabbing her. She's grabbing. Like it's a tussle
Then I
invisibly.
I punch you. I pull out a Sharpie. I stick my hand out of the window.
I'm gonna do careful spell. I'm going to electrify her to pass her out.
Okay, I got a
I
lot.
want to mark where the window is.
Anything you do is so dangerous.
Anything.
I think this is fair. It's that.
I am
It's a
so
bit of a
quick.
storytelling thing, taking you out. It's and enough to like knock it because there's no way you could drag her all the way back on her. But it's enough to like stun you, start dragging you away, and your dad is immediately quiet again, just sitting there, not saying a word. As the guard just like, geez, everything's on the fritz, and now you're just acting up. I
And
need
we
a
can
break.
slip through the open door, the dark
Sleeping by.
door.
I'm going to give this. This is just kind of a luck check. Yeah. They're testing the door frequently enough right now because it's not like what happened. But you don't even notice until you're back in the bathrooms.
Okay.
Thwack, you said, "Hun, I'm sorry. There is no Roberta here. This is a men's penitentiary."
When you have to make me laugh.
Oh,
Characters.
my performance check was a 26.
I'm saying it's believable enough, but after so often, it's like, I'm sorry, sir. Please, we have a phone number you can call to look up these people. I'm sorry, we're having quite a busy day. I'm sorry, I don't know this person here. Thank you so much. You got
I'm
easy
going to
text.
take the subdued Cabaret, and we're gonna get
All
out.
of you then can get that message, and it's easy enough to leave.
And if the guard lady sees me and says, "We had a hard time in the bathroom. I'm sorry," you know, like.
She's not gonna say anything. I mean, hey, you're crying out in character and out. It's not like she's here just like, hey, I'm so sorry. Please, there's some great courthouses.
that makes
There's
sense.
some good defense attorneys in town that you can go to. It's possible.
And we're gonna head out. Cabaret does
Before
anything
Cabaret
else.
said, put your foot in your mouth, Cabaret.
I'm gonna fuck everyone up here.
I'm gonna say if Psyche wasn't there, I would have been so mean to be like, "Are you doing that? Uh-oh, prison escape."
I'm gonna prison escape.
All of you are immediate. Thwack and Toast Boy, as now all on the outside, you see Cabaret looks so messed up. Psyche, you're just that. Oh, we just broke in and out of a prison.
Yeah.
It's a big moment.
So you found him?
I don't want to go to Disney anymore.
Gosh.
Next weekend.
We'll go next Saturday, full day.
No, he didn't forgive me.
we gotta go to Disney. No, I love that's so depressing. You guys,
And I'm just curious for being lookout, how much of that conversation did I hear? Because I didn't want to be nosy, but
that's the
it's
thing. It's like it's from
do
where
I
you're
know who's
at,
innocent?
invisibly, like because it's like you're invisible in the hallway. You're able to hear enough. Again, yeah, any guard that was close enough to you can hear. It's not like a big hallway. These are like subtle, like the few cells in here. It's like you go in, you pass, you
Yeah,
talk.
I just don't want to like.
So
pry
you
too much
know
into what
enough.
happened.
Like
yeah, okay,
maybe you didn't hear his little mutterings of "it's not my fault," but the big stuff you got.
okay. Because I don't want to re-traumatize.
The $5 again.
No,
It's all
by
round trip
asking
fare,
what
so you're not paying
happened.
back. You guys find your
Dub
way.
is full disassociating, not even.
I'm getting one of them deep dish pizzas
Deep
for
dish.
the group.
We're getting
Sitting in a
Dior's.
cafe. You all get the group text from Harold. Just update. Are we doing Disney? Should I expect you hour or 2 hours? Just plan out lunch.
I'm gonna text Harold. We're going next weekend. Sorry about that.
Emotional.
You see, he texts
If
da
you
da da
want
da
to be
da
a third
da da
wheel,
da
Holly and I will
da
still
da
go.
da da da
It's
da da
gonna
da.
be a couple hours.
Da da da. It's fine. Next week, it's just like that classic, just like, all right.
Emotional day.
Deep dish pizza,
Do you know
insult
what
to injury
pizza?
cabaret, and now you're eating deep
I was just
dish.
like, do you want some pizza?
Do I know
I-
the name of that foster agent?
No. It was so long ago, and when someone just comes and says this, you just have to go, okay.
Especially if you were 9.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because they didn't stick around. It was like someone kind of came, said something, and then into the system. Taking
And I
deep
want to
dish.
find my records,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try and bring someone back to life just so I can get my dad out.
Yeah. Again, the court it'll take like the trials estimate take a year, right? It's in such early phases of like we're like, hey, we're legally showing up and saying this is who we are and leaving and coming back a few weeks later. The state currently doesn't have like an officially bought one. This is
We have a lot of
state's
money.
defending.
Ain't your detective daddy
I tell Mark
good at
everything.
being detective?
You're gonna call him.
I tell my basically second dad everything.
Mark immediately. I'm on it. We know people. Take a deep breath. Do you want to meet with? We got a therapist at the pyramid, or are you good?
I just need a hug.
I just need a hug. Yeah, Cabaret just no, my dad.
Thank you very much. It's honestly kind of sad. Like, Dove's whole demeanor looks exactly like her dad's was in the cell, like shaky, like staring off at one point on the horizon.
I would say yeah. For Psyche, it's like that's gotta be your dad. Like it's like wow, they look that's eerie. No, you see that. Excuse me, I lost. Marcus, just listen. We got some great lawyers. I'll start asking around. Just take a deep breath. Let me start handling stuff.
No, because that means whatever my dad was in went deep enough that they had a foster agent take me away from him.
Yeah. Also, yeah, free you. That's part of that puzzle of it's something deep. But you see, Marcus again. You told him everything. He's like, don't worry.
Yeah.
Go take the day. Take a moment. Don't go out. Let someone else do patrol. I'm working on it. And this is all that quick texting calling of like, okay, thanks for the updates.
Hey,
I'm
is the
doing
Herald
this.
still at Disneyland?
Harold. Oh no, Harold
he
was
hasn't
at the
left yet.
Glade waiting to go to
Oh.
Disneyland. That's why he was like, "Are you
Do you
coming
think
now?
he'd
Should
allow
I
us if
do
we could
lunch
drink
here?"
around the world?
It to what?
What?
He'd allow us to what?
Do the you know you go to Epcot and then you go to every. I've seen things online that you
We can
go
go
to
to
every
Epcot.
single
Epcot,
nation and you
oh.
get a different drink and. I'm gonna let you guys know
None
that I
of
was
you are
homeless for a year and I drunk a lot.
Okay, Disneyland's not gonna let you drink. I can't
Yeah,
allow that.
I know this is
I'd be
this
a
is
bad
dumb just
DM if
being
I'm
dumb.
allowing underage drinking like that. Like sneaking alcohol is one thing.
I know this is
Yeah.
this is.
I'm definitely
Also, yeah, no, I was homeless for a year, guys.
It was
I didn't
This was-
exist.
Psyche
if
will
you
not
guys-
allow booze hopping.
Yeah. If you guys want
I'm
to
out.
go to Disneyland, you can, or it could be that like you could go next week.
Let's just probably go next
Let's
week.
go next week. Let's sit on
No,
this.
we
and
should
look at it.
pop
You know
back into the glade and
Yeah, we
kind of
should-
chill at home.
Let's
and
just
then
go home. I can take patrol.
Night in.
Sorry, I have to deal with the fact that my dad didn't actually abandon me. That's a little much.
I'm
Yes.
here for trauma.
There's layers though, so like
There's layers. Oh, he
glad
was.
you have a loving dad.
I mean, he
In-
did.
He
take
was involved,
jobs
but
before.
things got bad. Yeah, again, like it.
It's not that he wasn't the best dad in the world, because he still was. Kind
Something's
of dealing,
going on,
but-
and you don't know what. Here's what I will say.
I bring Harold some like Chicago pizza.
You see, just thanks. How was it?
Harold like literally
I
just
kind of,
sees like very animate my face.
Oh yeah,
is
it's
a total
well because
all
it's
my
like
makeup
he's
is
giving the
gone.
pizza,
Oh,
and just
yeah.
like, so how what?
Yes.
I can take a watch
Job is just
tonight.
like
uh,
crying.
Yeah,
right.
that
Really good,
next
yeah.
week.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
Do you need me to? I'll patrol
I
or.
can-
I just like I look at Harold and say, he didn't leave me. He got.
Hey, do you want to go
now-
I
do?
told them my.
Hey, you see, he's
Yeah.
gonna, let's go to the pyramid.
Yeah.
I
wanna
this is
go-
like a, he's still technically asking, but it's like he's going to take you to the pyramid.
Yeah.
And for a bit of therapy, bit of R&R, because,
Therapy.
and you are going to meet,
Gosh, you made
Get help
Eleanor
when you
cry.
can.
yeah, I know, I'm sorry.
God.
I've got some intense stuff for Sidekicks,
Yeah,
and this
'cause
was kind of the tip of
Man,
the
it's
iceberg.
on me for saying, "Hey DM, here's the basics of my backstory." Have
All of
fun
you
with
have
it."
given me stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have fun with this.
I gave
Um,
him.
I gave him free
full
reign besides the
free
fact
reign.
of what
Like,
Dove knew.
I was just
happened.
like, this
Like,
is
this is
me,
all
I
that
don't
Dove
know
knew as a
anything.
kid.
Have fun.
Have
Here we
fun.
go. This is her name is Miss Park. She superhero formerly known as Cowgirl. She she trained her protege
That's
now
not just how no I think
runs the name Cowgirl. Literally just like insanely rope fighting skills, very like hand to hand trained herself. But has decided to like kind of like Jacob Faith. It's like I'm gonna take a step back, and I also have a full psychology degree I want to utilize for superheroes.
Oh, she's full psychiatrist, not just.
She's the
therapist.
psychiatrist. Yeah, Miss
Wow.
Park, Audrey Park is your like the.
This would have been my
She
family's
meets
life
with
savings
basically
to see someone
any
like this.
big superhero name. Like I'm a free. I'm here, right? Like this is my what I can give you.
Also, psyche or not psyche.
And she's gonna take you through some of that first therapy message, just kind of like talking through, and a lot of the same thing where Harold's gonna like stay there just as that he's a chaperone. He's got to be a good chaperone right now.
Yeah.
If you're there, yeah. So the three of you have night. Did you want to take patrol or? Because you guys know it's like for the rest of the day. It's not like until they get back.
Yeah, I mean, like I can be on and off with Soap Boy.
Soap boy.
Soap boy! Rebrand.
I was like, I
That was
can go
my
out
short
because
boy.
I'm not much help in emotional situations.
Yeah. And
You
Dove and I
guys could
haven't
do-
been
it's that,
getting along very well
instead of, like,
recently, so.
All patrol, like everyone in the car. You could each be like, I'll take North End, I'll take South End, I'll take
Yeah.
East.
And then-
Like
Because like she's up at the pyramid, so.
so it's like
None of us
like
need to be
again,
emotional.
Harold's
Once we
with
get the
you,
heads
full
up.
chaperone. He's waiting in like
I
a
can
sitting
take,
room.
What section would Holly live in?
Here's what I'm gonna give you guys. Because there's
What
an
a
actual
teenager.
map.
What section does
Okay,
Big Girlfriend live in?
There is so
If
here's
they're
what you need to know.
patrolling, I'm actually gonna.
There's the Atlantic Beach, Neptune Beach, Jacksonville Beach area, the like east side. Jacksonville itself is again waterways, rivers. That's like central. You
I'm
guys
actually
live
gonna
actually
look
just
at
north of the
Jacksonville.
beach area, up in the historical preserve. Like that's kind of where you're located, out in the like swamps. And finally, there's technically like the south region, or excuse me, the like southwest to north region. That like curve of Jacksonville that is kind of big, but it's like it's easier to traverse because like buildings are pretty packed. It's easier to like building hop, or even just like you could full on take like public transit because you get pictures. It's that like I'll be out in the crowds. So yeah, there's like beach area, central area, and like the inland area.
Kids on beach.
Dibs on beach. Holly lives
Outside of
in
Shark
central
Side.
area.
Okay.
shark in your pocket versus
Put a shark in my
Because I know I said
So
I was
you're
gonna
going-
take her out. I think
Yeah.
just because like my relationship with my parents is pretty great. We established before we started. They're alive, right?
Yeah.
My
Oh yeah.
parents-
You have parents.
I have very loving, wonderful parents, but like I haven't seen them in a minute. So I think I'm gonna patrol, but I'm gonna text Holly like rain check, and I'm just gonna go and like do the work, but like just kind of be like, I miss my mom. Like,
Go visit my. After all, it's like, oh man, I should like
Visits my mom every
text
week.
again. Your parents have a little understanding of what you do, but it's not to any big extent, right? It's that very like, oh, our son has powers. It's a weird scenario. So and you're taking beach, so.
I actually vetoed my patrol thing. I
Gotcha.
want to go to San Francisco.
Gotcha. Taking the teleport back to San Francisco for the night. Smart. But again, 2 patrols again, especially if you're doing Central and Beach. That's the big areas. It's where
After
you're gonna
I've
have
done my homework.
the banks and gardens and Central.
I'm just doing it until
We are going
Homelander
to
gets back and then hit the bullets.
Toast Boy.
Honestly, like I don't
Um,
even care that, you know, Dove asked someone on a date. She is not.
I need you to make me a couple rolls here real quick.
oh goody.
Can you start by making me first a
Death save.
That's it. First a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, am I by chance being poisoned?
Not yet. Sorry, that sounds so ominous. First a dex
Then
save.
that's a 9.
9. Next, you need to make me a Constitution saving throw. It is a form of poison.
So I get advantage. Good thing too. 14. My first roll was an at 1.
A 14 actually still fails. And finally, now make me a Constitution saving throw. This is against something you'll find out.
If it's not poison, I don't have advantage. That's an 11.
That's an 11. All 3 failing. Here's what's about to happen, and we'll kind of describe it. Toast Boy, as you text Holly rain check, you get a snapback, and in looking at it, I have to do different music for this.
Oh.
Holly is gagged and duct tape tied, and all it says is Jacksonville Beach.
That's where I'm at. What were the rolls for?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
It's something
I'm-
where I'm letting you still decide, but there is something that will be happening to you, if that makes sense.
Yes, I'm slapping the button, the emergency pen. Is it once that signifies the glade or twice?
Twice for the glade, once is
for-
local law authority.
Okay, slapping that twice. Running over, and while I'm running, I'm just shooting a message saying.
Just screenshot the.
Actually, yeah, I'd probably have screenshotted it
Send it to the group message.
using.
You
I don't
screenshot
want
and
to
you get
notify
this.
that I'm screenshotting it.
Go ahead, I want you to make me a sleight of hand check. There's a way you can actually do this with Snap, but
Would I add a tech proficiency to that?
you would. This is tech. You could do this stealthily, if that makes sense.
It's a 20 dirty.
Dirty 20 beats the DC exactly.
Okay.
I'm
so-
not going to say it on stream because people deserve privacy if they want, but there is a way you get that screenshot off, send it. And I will even say very carefully, no friends is what you get in just also from Holly.
Mm-hmm.
You still send these off though in that.
Well, because you're patrolling the beaches.
I'm already on the beach.
So I think I don't think I'd send it to the full group because I don't want Dove to even have to.
Dove's
I-
knee
you
deep
know
in
I
an
drop
hour
everything
and
to
a
help
half
you.
long, like.
I know. That's
why,
I'm not
like,
sending it
you're
to
in the
you.
middle of therapy. You gotta
Like,
have your
you
sense.
have things happening and you guys don't. But like Holly has her own abilities, so like, it's like if I can get there and figure out what's going on, I think it'll be okay. But yeah, I'm sending off a message to Thwack and Psyche, just shooting that image and saying, you know, he told me to come alone. Just be ready? Question mark. You know, like, I don't know how Toastboy would say it, but I basically say like I'll go in alone, but like be nearby. Just in
Nearby.
case.
I'm already there.
You're already there. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. You were actually on the beach. You were patrolling Atlantic down to Jacksonville, like that stretch.
That's a nat 20, but I have a -2 to investigation. So what do you want me to take?
don't be
I'll
mean.
honor the nat 20. Here we
But
go.
slightly worse than normal.
What'd you get?
D Beyond closed, so I have to read.
Oh no. Oof. Boof. Nah, there we go. All right.
Meanwhile, Dove's like, and that's why I think the color yellow makes me sad.
Oh no, it's a lot deeper than that.
No, I know. That's
She's
it.
already emotionally.
I'm
Do
quoting
you
the Geico
think that
commercial.
you're more angry that he left, or angry that he didn't try to find you? Like it is a full
Yeah.
therapy. Like I shouldn't even try to make light because it's like this is
obviously
a
Dove is
hey,
still
you need
angry,
you need a
but
moment.
like the inner child just got stabbed. If like you mean he was taken away from
Thwack,
me?
do you
right?
have your roll yet?
18.
18. Thwack.
Uh-oh.
Oh, scary.
Thwack, you
I'm just like,
had on your passive perception, you are starting to really patrol. It's that like, let's move fast, let's move quick, looking. As you run, you see a black unmarked van by one of the wharf carnival looking things. As you get close, I'm going to roll these dice in person because there's something big could happen. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
I feel like I would have still tried to be
You have
sly
44 hit points.
without running.
You're being slight, but passive perception wasn't enough for the gas canister being thrown at your feet.
My passive?
On your passive.
So my 18 didn't catch it either.
On a synthetic 24. The 18 gets the van. That's why I was saying, uh-oh. I'm like, uh-oh, you found it. And they didn't want anyone but Toastboy, it sounds like. 8, 16. 16 plus 14 is 30. 37. 43.
Are you already down?
50. This is a sleep canister. And again, it's that like they're trying to put me to sleep. I can't smell. I feel sleepy.
Very cartoon logic. They have like the
Z's.
wafts of the Z's coming out of the canister.
The last thing you hear is, ooh, fun. Darkness unfolds. Holly is
Spider
texting.
Daddy?
You look at this text. Is that okay? Wait, that snap notification. They're texting. ... You see an image of Thwack asleep on the ground with a shotgun at his head.
Z's.
Z's are coming out, and you see, naughty boy. Now you have a harder choice.
Be like he was already patrolling.
Yeah, I'm gonna
the
text back
area.
and be like, you know, we split and do separate patrols, you know.
I'm sorry. ...
You think I believe in coincidences?
Well, I hope you believe in God.
You text that. Here we go. Psyche, you got the notification at the cave. And so you're on call. It's that like, okay, this is happening. So you understand. Would you send any other notifications out, though, with Thwack being down?
I'd probably tell Psyche that Thwack's out.
Okay.
And I... Psyche, do you think we should tell Dove?
No.
You guys are gonna die.
Okay.
I'm the one with the healing spell now, so
You got the healing spell.
y'all need me.
With
Yes,
that,
but
then
no,
I.
you're in therapy, bitch.
Here we go.
Therapy involved.
Go ahead. I want the three of you to make me initiative rolls. This will just help with how things are working out, who arrives when.
Oh, jeez. I hate everything. That's a 4.
Oh my gosh.
Dirty 20.
Good, you can sleep quicker.
Yay.
Okay, and I got an
18. That is going to be helpful because, again, Psyche, you are technically, like, farther away just because you were already moving on the way to the beach, right? It's not like, okay, getting towards the beach area.
What is it with my characters and getting therapy?
Because therapy's helpful.
Because you need therapy.
You need therapy.
I am in therapy.
I am in therapy. You are the Brute Squad. So this will help Psyche when you arrive. I'm going to make now, or excuse me, we'll start with Psyche. Go ahead and make me a d20 roll. You need a 20 to arrive.
Oh.
Because it's how, when are people getting here? Because you could be farther away, but you might get there faster. Flat rolls. It's just
Okay.
kind of be slow.
So I have to get a natural 20?
Natural 20. Every round it goes down for both of you.
Okay. That's a 14, so.
Okay. Toast Boy, you can make it. You were already closer, so yours is only, you get 17 or higher.
It's a 7.
7. 1 round passes. That's good to know. Psyche, make yours again. 19 or 20.
It's a 15.
Toast Boy, 16 or higher.
12.
Another round. Psyche, 18 or higher.
That's a 19.
Nice.
You're going to be arriving. Psyche, you make it to the pier. Again, it's that natural, like, last known location, like, our markers going off. You arrive at the wharf, and people are screaming. You see, at the edge of this pier, the Ferris wheel has been, one side is blown up and is leaning towards the ocean.
Smellies.
Oh.
Hanging from cranes is a tied up thwack, unconscious, and what looks to be an unconscious Holly, the cheerleader from school.
Okay. I have an idea. And that idea is to cast Earthbind on either, like, I don't know if it would work for the carousel because it's like one creature, you know.
Unfortunately, no. Carousel, this is a gargantuan
Giant.
construct right now.
I'm at least gonna cast it on Thwack to get him to the ground, and he can't really make a strength save because he's asleep. And it'd kind of be like a willing creature. He's not gonna get hurt by it. It just gets him to the ground safely.
Yes. You. Here's the thing, though. He is with the
Tied up?
crane. It's like that tied up, dangling up in the air,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So I'm just going to quickly think of, according to the rules, target strength save. I'm going to say the chain is what's going to make the strength
Okay,
save.
gotcha.
It's the same as if like someone grabbed like one of you guys to like help you not get dragged. But that's very clever. Chain's got a pretty good strength. I just have to do this on the fly. What is your strength, or excuse me, your spell save DC?
Spell save DC is
It's pretty good.
16.
16. Chain got a synthetic 17, so it's yet to start bending or breaking, but you can tell immediately you're concentrating on it, so even for this full minute, as you do so, you hear, "Oh, you're not the one." You turn and see a horrific looking clown
Ooh.
in full clown gear.
You ain't too easy on the eyes yourself.
You're not the lover boy. Fine.
I mean, I don't know who you want, but
Well, I want the one who it's gonna hurt when I drop her in the ocean.
oh, gotcha.
Points at Holly.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at.
God! You spend weeks tracking you little shits, and this is what we get. All right, let's work with this. He pulls out a gun. He's going to roll to shoot you. As his initiative is next.
I guess we're dealing with like actual mechas. Instead of people who
That
are
is a miss with your armor class. That is only a 12. Boom! Shoots. You easy dodge as he just like, hold still, hold still, hold still. You're ruining the moment, okay? It was gonna be cool. Toast Boy, 15 or higher.
Is this one of the villains that wants to emulate the Joker somewhere?
No, it's a good thing I got!
17. Toast Boy, you are running into the scene. And I will say, it's that, like, Psyche, you have been, like, jumping, dodging as he, boom, 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 just trying to shoot, just like, stay still, stay still. It's you. Oh, it's you. Oh, he's here. He's here. Roll it. You see, dudes in, like, rubber masks are kind of, like, standing up around with cameras and are looking at you, Toast Boy. It's just,
Psyche.
Toast Boy! It's me. Allow me to introduce myself.
Good, because I have no idea who you are.
The name is Binky.
He wants to be named
Can
that.
we fight somebody who has like a real name for once?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I never thought you would fight, what is it, the Knitter? Whoo, bad name. No, it was gonna be me.
Like,
I was here for you and all of you, but then he got here and he ruined my moments.
Oh, I have an idea. Maybe you guys should fight each other.
No, you gotta die so we can have our moment. He's going to legendary action try to shoot you again.
I'm sorry, legendary action?
he's
Misses. You again.
Binky
Tricking's
as
kicking
in,
in.
like,
Boom, boom, boom,
pacifier.
boom, boom. Binky as in, no, he's just a clown named Binky, it looks like. You see he stomps his, Oh. fine.
Blinky.
Toast Boy,
No
Listen.
one let me know yet. Mutters things in Spanish.
you have a choice. That lovely woman up there. You like her. Text prove it. He holds up Holly's phone. But
I don't know
Psyche
who
was maybe-
that is. That's a kid named Trevor.
well, oopsie. He looks at a camera, just cat's out of the bag. Or, we're gonna make it interesting. We're gonna make a game. And you see he points now at Flag, just, one of your little friends got here, and don't call me an idiot. I'm not an idiot. That little ham hock hanging there tried to ruin this. So we got him. Or,
Z's.
what's behind door number 3? And you see he points at the carousel. Looking at the last bent metal, there is like a ton of C4 packets strapped to it. As it's already bent, leaning over the water, and there's bombs
Are there
attached to
people
it.
in the carousel still?
Yes, screaming, everyone just this is good. And it's your turn. He's just kind of starting in that little monologue thing.
Mm-hmm. Jeez, this is not the ideal. How high up is Holly?
Holly and Thwack, they both look only about 60 feet in the air. It's how, again, Psyche's able to start that concentration. They're not, like, terribly high, but it's still like, ooh, we don't like that they're up there.
It's sending a text message.
Yes.
Because therapy doesn't last that long.
Therapy doesn't, this is all within the span of an hour. That's why I will let you know when you'll start making your checks.
How far away is the Ferris? Like, is the pier from me?
From you, for the edge of the pier, about 70 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna be. So am I supposed to fight you, or am I supposed to make a choice?
Make a choice, okay?
Okay, good. And I just run towards the pier.
You see stuff just, it's going great, it's going great, it's going great. You see he's like twisting that like weird fluffy clown, just, okay, we're back on track. It's gonna be great. You! And points gun back at you,
I
Psyche.
thought you wanted Loverboy. I mean,
Well, yes,
I know
but
I'm-
now you're ruining the shot! As,
sorry, I
Finish
didn't
my
know that you were
turn.
jealous.
yes, he's just talking.
When I'm the full movement away, so I'd be able to be like 30 feet away from him, a little bit more than that for Psyche.
I'm sorry, Psyche.
I'm using Thunder Step,
Clever.
and so I'm just gonna like run past him So I did do. He has to make a con saving throw, and I think you do too because it's a 90.
Yeah, because making sure you're both. Here comes the con. Oh my gosh.
I assume you did well.
That is only an 11 synthetically. He fails. What did you get? 19
5.
succeeds.
Woo!
24.
Okay, let me roll damage on that. You're gonna take half psyche. 3. That's 18 damage on him. It's 9 on
He
you.
takes a significant chunk
and
of
I can
damage.
teleport up to. Sorry, what's my read?
Oh, with that thunder, you can
Oh, wait,
go.
hold up.
Training. He's gonna keep teasing us.
I can teleport up to 90 feet. I don't know how the. Oh, within 10 feet of the space I left. So actually, you don't take any damage. I would teleport as I'm at that 10-foot threshold against him.
Fair.
And I am teleporting onto the Ferris wheel.
Poof, immediately there, couple teenagers in this ball car just screaming, looking.
Hey, you're okay. You're okay. Hey, there's a lot more.
Creaking as even you saying on it's not okay.
Hey, listen to me, or you're in serious danger. I am here to help.
Okay.
There's a lot going on right
Okay.
now. Okay.
Multiple bucks. Come save us! No, get over here! Help us!
Everybody, listen.
You're starting. Can I get an orderly line? I believe that's the end of your turn. Then action movement. Back to the top of the order. That is Cabaret.
Who can run fast.
You need to be where you
excuse
are
me.
right now.
That is Psyche.
And
okay.
I was gonna.
I would be giving you disadvantage on things because it's like, are you mentally
I
okay
was
for this
gonna.
fight? Yeah,
call
I
you
would have
in,
been mean to
but
you.
the leader said no.
Yeah, Psyche
Yeah.
made the call.
I made
That's
call, so
a leader.
say
Psyche, that is
mental rehab for you.
your turn.
Okay,
Yo.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
Yo.
I don't even
This
know
is
if
also
getting
over,
flagged
like,
down would.
I miss being
No,
on
I
the
would help
flight,
this
guys.
Okay, I'm gonna still do the
I mean, do you
Earthbind
really want to
for-
fight a
Um,
guy?
oh, so fun fact: Earthbind is
Well,
a
the thing is, it's
concentration.
because my
So
character
It's
our
as
thing
long as you don't get hit and
is
have to make the
supposed to be
concentration, it's
attuned to
always
further
going.
Okay,
And
so
the
how does that work?
whole
Is
thing
it
is like
just
you want
chain
what
makes
Joker
one
want to be.
save?
I didn't want to
Yes, on your turn, Chain's gonna make that X
I'm
save.
sure he knows.
That's a synthetic
And, like,
19
when
this
Cabaret's
time.
pulled the pup, it's just
But
like,
again,
oh, I'm
if
super
the
good
chain
at
starts taking
gymnastics,
damage, it might
and this is
break.
my
Things
aesthetic.
like
her entire aesthetic is like
okay,
Harley
well, I
Quinn, but if
have-
the Joker never entered her life.
Yeah.
It
was interesting.
Crossbow. What's the range on that chain up there that Fleck is?
90 feet, you're in range with
Okay,
your.
sweet, with my gun. I'm gonna shoot the chain.
Psyche, her quirk,
Gun. Well, I mean, crossbow with like rubber lead tip bolts are great for swinging incapacity, and I mean hitting chains. Go ahead and make that shot for me real quick.
That is a. Wait,
Oh,
add the
we're gonna-
gunshot. Oh, +6. Okay, good. That is a 18.
18 will hit the armor class of the chain. Go ahead and roll damage. And damage, this is kind of like what I will minus from the roll for the chain.
Okay. That is 10.
10. That's great, honestly. Like, and again, it won't stack, so like next round, if it still succeeds, you'll have to hit it again, but minus 10 from the next time it makes a save. Any movement or bonus action?
I'm gonna move away from this creepy clown guy.
You kind of move away. Excellent.
And do I have 2-weapon fighting, but I don't know if that like.
So if you make an attack with a weapon, with a light weapon, then you can bonus action attack with it. Another
Well,
light weapon.
my gun is a light weapon.
It is a light weapon.
I'm gonna
That's what's
shoot
nice.
him back.
Shoot him back.
He's being so
Poof, chain.
rude.
Poof, this. It's kind of what Samson does
Yeah.
in the other campaign, right? You know,
Just
two
shoot.
hand.
Okay.
Um,
Gonna shoot him then.
shoot him.
I'm gonna roll another dice.
Ooh, okay, then prep that.
That
Oh.
is a 23 to hit.
23 will hit his armor class. He's wearing a lot of clown uniform, right? He's not
Yeah.
like wearing armor.
Okay, that is 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Poof! Looking hurt, you see as you shoot him, glancing off his head,
I
blood
got him.
running.
Lover boy.
He is going to legendary action shoot you. That is a natural 20.
Tit for tat.
So that's going to double that
Hey,
I
dice.
mean, tit for tat.
Whew, geez, that is going to be 14 points of damage, Psyche. Again, guns aren't crazy all the time, and he rolled low for both, but still, boom, you feel that heavy hit, blood in your shoulder as he wings you. Just that, it feels like you get hit by a truck, that kind of pain. I need you to leave. It's not going to be good if you're here. That actually makes his turn
Okay, do I have
next.
to roll a concentration for that spell?
Yes, you do. 14 halves, so it's just a base 10 Constitution saving throw.
That's a natural 19, and
Woo!
my con is plus 5.
You
so-
are fine. Boom! That chain is
That's
looking
fine.
weak. On your next turn, it could break. Again, it's minusing 10. Start of Binky's turn. He stops and looks at you, Toastboy, up on the high up on the Ferris wheel. You see, he, like, calls over, and a goon tosses him a megaphone. Alrighty, Toastboy, are you ready for fun? Let her rip, boys! Both cranes slowly start rotating. Holly and Thwack start starting to spin.
Oh, okay. Black wouldn't be able to move very
The
much.
Earthbind will still featherfall.
Yeah.
That's important to know. As it's spinning, you just, whew. What's a little healing without some danger, am I right? You see he gives another gesture, and a few goons stop, put down their cameras, and just pick up guns, and are about to start firing into the air. It's at disadvantage as you guys are swinging, but shooting things in the sky. Here we go. Natural one on Thwack there, missing wide. I mean,
I should do a natural.
it helps you. It's just more of that danger.
Soft girl.
I am not even joking. That was a natural one as well on Holly with that disadvantage. But so, boom, 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 boom. Gunshots are ringing out, just shooting as unconscious bodies are slowly starting. You're not picking up speed yet, is important to note. But these cranes are just starting to circle you. As Binky stops and just goes, "How are you gonna do it? Oh, great and mighty hero!" It's so good. You see, kind of like fangirls, it looks like, for a moment, just to himself. And that makes your turn, Toastboy.
Have I been able to get these people to calm down? Or
They're
at least-
starting to
at
calm
least
down
be
by you
quiet?
being here, yes.
Okay.
They're not... No check needed yet. If things start happening, they might get more.
Would it be an action to talk to them, or would it?
Yeah, free action.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna be like, listen, we are all in very real danger, but I'm going to do everything I can to help you. But you guys need to help me too. All right? There's only one of me. You can see the other members of Vanguard are not doing great.
That's it.
Not ideal. I need your help. Okay?
Am I gonna die?
No. Nobody is going to die.
Okay.
I need you to do something for me. Ferris wheels all have, like, oh my gosh, I just projectile pieces of popcorn.
Ew! I mean, thank you, you're the hero!
Just spewing on them.
Toastboy grabbed a bit of popcorn on his way up.
So Ferris wheels all have, like, the central spokes going in, and most of them have, like, basically, I'm going to use this turn to climb out of this one
Yep.
and say, like, okay, everybody slowly and carefully follow me. Not just to the people in that gondola, but all of them.
Asking
And-
people in the gondola, okay.
And because there is an actual ladder that goes up. So I'm not saying climb down the scaffolding the whole way. I'm saying climb to the ladder, however the closest way is to get to it. So the people who are, like, right by it,
And like those who can.
This is
Those
why
can.
it kind of evens out. Yeah, some
then
people at the top,
the
it's
people
harder.
that are farther, I'm going to use my action. Since I have, like, daggers and a whole bunch of, like, trinkets and everything, anything that's sharp, I'm going to drive it into the Ferris wheel so they have, like, little footholds.
Yes, using your movement, because you've trained for this. There's no checks for you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what's going to happen. This is a box of doom roll for NPCs.
Oh no.
your action is going to offer advantage, and it does even out. Because again, for some people it's easier, some people it's harder.
It's gonna go
These
back to the old
NPCs have a +1
the kids.
to their acrobatics. This is not impossible, but it is still a DC 15, as it is a little bit harder because this is an unstable Ferris wheel. But they have a +1, so they just need a 14 or higher with advantage. I will say for every hitting the DC, they will be halfway off the Ferris wheel. For every 2 points under the DC, someone is going to fall. And that could mean a lot of stuff. They might hit bars on the way down. They might even just hit the water. That's, who knows.
You should tell them if they don't feel comfortable not to do it. And
Here we go.
help them.
I've already said what I've said.
That first one is only a synthetic 13. Here comes advantage. Was a synthetic 11, excuse me. Failing by
What did I do?
2.
the perfect 2.
The-
So,
Wait. Wild magic
Able-
sorcerer, right?
Psyche, what kind of sorcerer are you?
Would I be able to like take a point of exhaustion to be running around and like kind of running all over the place trying to help people?
Unfortunately, your running around is already what's offered. You're using your movement and daggers to help people. Here's what we're gonna do. Psyche, I believe you're actually an aberrant mind sorcerer, because that's what's giving you more of those, like, mental powers.
I have no idea.
I don't think you're wild magic.
I only made this character. I don't
need
know
to,
what
like,
it is.
I need to. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't actually decide what kind
No,
of
yeah.
sorcerer I was yet. That was.
Yeah. I think I remember us saying we didn't think it was going to be wild magic, and so we don't know what, but unfortunately that won't
I
be wild
mean,
magic.
if I end up being a wild magic sorcerer, it's not gonna help us this session because I don't.
Yeah, right,
I don't
whatever.
know. I'll read up on the sorcerer thing though.
you watch-
next session.
Still, again, half the people seem like they're almost half off, right? One more round is they're fine. You watch as what seems to be a 15-year-old kid. This guy's trying to shimmy down, and you watch as he hits a bit of that slick natural breeze. Falls.
Would I be underneath where that person was at?
Unfortunately,
I want to jump and catch them with my body and let me take the damage.
Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
This did not work well last time.
Using your
I
body.
prayed a dove. And I rolled a nat 19.
Hey!
I don't
gotta get
add
flexible with
anything to
it.
dex, so that's just a 19.
On a 19, I will allow you to take the damage. As falling damage for a person, whew, yeah. Toastboy, you take 5 points of damage. Boom! You hit a sidebar, but grab hard. I'll say it will use your reaction, but you grab this kid who's just screaming and clean. You're just like, please don't let me die, please.
You're gonna be okay.
At the end of your turn,
When you look
Binky's
away,
going to
I
take
cry
a
little bit.
legendary action shooting at Psyche. Ooh, that's a hit. That is going to be 7 points of damage, Psyche. Still up, still about that halfway, but now starting to really feel that pain again. The blood is starting to coagulate on you. You see Binky's just like, okay, if you're gonna be here, just shut up, okay? Just shut up. Toast boy, clever! Oh, keeping the civilians out of harm's way.
As I'm holding that kid, I'm just like, this guy's insane. And he calls himself Binky? What
I
a
want to go
loser.
home, man! I want to go home!
Trying to be funny, but the kid's just so.
This dude's like having the worst day of his life. As he does so, back top of the order, Psyche, that is you. Here we go for the chain. -10 to whatever happens.
Is that a negative number?
I have to do math. What's your save DC?
My save is 16. It had a -10 anyways, so.
Rolling a natural 19. Adding in 6 for a metal chain to 25. -10 is 15. You watch as just before this starts picking up, the chain you hit snaps, and Thwack immediately. Mentally, you are lowering him to the ground.
Ooh.
On Thwack at the top of the order, you will reach the ground then safely as long as that feather fall stays up.
Okay, I'm gonna use. I still have my action, right? Because that was just leftovers.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use Shape Water and
Ooh.
freeze this freaking clown's gun so he stops shooting.
Oh, that is
I'm
clever.
gonna freeze his gun, any other guns he has. I'm just gonna freeze his hands together. Why not?
Yeah, go for it. I'll give him.
Cube. I'm gonna freeze up to his head.
Let's give. It's a 5
That's gonna
foot.
feel too much.
Freeze him in place. I'll give
He can
him.
still
We'll call it
breathe.
dexterity saving throw, right? To just like not get completely frozen. It's your spell save DC though of 16. The better he does, the more stuff maybe he can take with him. Right now is kind of how we'll rule it. On a natural 1, you watch as he just. Why won't you just shut up and let me have
I need
this?
to chill out.
What? Ice cones and vendors all just fly out as this block of wharf water ice cream Dippin' Dots and Freezy Ices completely solidify into this crystalline cube around this clown.
And you'd be frozen, right? Or
He is, the top of him is frozen, and you see his legs are just trying to keep him in. Because again, getting like the gun area, the head, everything. He is currently now suffocated. He has a certain amount of minutes.
what is it?
Well, I mean,
I
but
can Shape Water is.
he can't take any of those attacks. He's restrained from the waist up, which also takes out some stuff. Excellent, Psyche. You still have some movement. Would you like to take any movement?
I'm gonna move more towards the carousel to try and.
You start running down the wharf
Yeah.
towards Carousel. At the end of your turn, that will make Beefy's turn. You are here just like, hey, boss, you good? As this giant, like, completely rainbow block of ice is just, like, shaking around. He's going to make an unarmed attack on himself to try to crack the ice.
Just flexing hard.
Well, it's more like slamming it against the ground, right? Hoping to
'cause
like
it's just
hit.
his upper half,
Yes,
right?
like since he has his legs, he can like bend. We'll see what he can do.
Solid block of ice.
I will say he is going to crack it. Not enough hit points to completely break, but enough to. And you think like on another turn or once he has his legendaries back, he only has 2 actually.
How's he
He'll
gonna
be
stand
able.
back up though?
He's not standing back up. He using that movement to slam himself. So he'll
But it's gonna be a struggle to get back up with a 5 foot
will be a struggle.
cube of ice on you.
At the end of his turn, his goons now operate independent of him because he can't give orders. So the goons, let's see, they're still gonna attack you and Holly. Unfortunately,
I am going.
you are
slow
going
now.
slow now, so the advantage or disadvantage is gone. We'll start with you, Thwack. That is going to be a synthetic 16 to hit.
Ripperino.
You will wake up from this as a bunch of bullets hit you.
Yes.
You take 18 points of damage as you suddenly are awake, feeling just your body riddled with holes, and the bullets are already like melting out of the bottom of you, but it's still that ow. You are slowly falling to the ground. The other goons, this is a box of doom. They have a contingency plan, basically. And they need to. Are they intelligent enough to enact it? I will flip the DC in the terms of if they roll a 5 or lower, they're stupid enough to try it. But 6 or higher, they're not going to do their contingency. Because you already hear like that. Should we help them or do we keep going with the plan? I'm just gonna keep shooting. I'm paying here to be here for the weekend, right? They're all starting to talk amongst each other.
I paid to be here for the weekend.
You get some weird cult followings in the world.
Yes. Listen, I already paid for my Motel 6, so I'm just gonna
Here we
hang
go.
out.
This is gonna be in front of the board.
5 or lower, the plan will enact.
Maybe I shouldn't.
The box isn't flat.
I'm not even gonna look at it because
I didn't realize you had the
I'm
markers.
in therapy.
You're in therapy. You're having a good
You're
time.
having a good time.
I can't even see.
That is a natural 3.
Oh no. Oh no.
Host boy, you feel
That imminent danger is just. What are you, stupid? He said to blow it. Oh. A guy reaches into his pocket and pulls out a trigger device. Beep. One of the leg stands explodes on the Ferris wheel.
Were people on it?
No one's on it. Again, they were only halfway off. If they had made it all the way off, they would have been in the blast radius.
Okay.
First leg blows. I need dexterity saving throws from you. And
Can I give myself disadvantage to give everybody else advantage?
yes.
Because that way it's like, I don't even know how that would play in game.
Like as people are falling, you're like trying to steady. You got a metal body. You can like.
It's
that thing.
using yourself almost like, can I try to push, do anything?
Dex saving throw, you said?
Dex saving throw.
That's a 4.
Advantage.
Everyone else succeeds, giving them an advantage. Again, people's biggest thing actually isn't their dexterity. You will then take some of the damage coming your way.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get squeezed.
That is going to be, Toast Blake, 15 points of damage. As you feel yourself heavily bloody, as boom, this entire thing cracks down in. The dude hanging on to you just screaming, and you feel boom, hits close. This thing is now perpendicular with the water. Looking down, again, heavy waves rolling over
That'll
darkness.
make it easier for them to get the rest of the way off.
It will. It actually lowers the DC. the problem is, like, if they had failed, a bunch of people are falling and hitting metal or water or who knows what. Because it's a good. I don't know if you've ever been to the wharfs. It's about a 50-foot drop right now,
Yeah.
that's what's also kind of the problem. Is a normal person can't take that kind of fall. Not Minecraft logic, right? But the people succeed. So Toast Blade, that actually makes your turn.
Yeah, 40-foot jumps on the water are scary.
Do I get the feeling that these people are going to be able to get off without my help?
Quite possibly no. The DC's much. It's only a DC 10. They have +1.
Could I give a... I know it doesn't work. Could I give bonus action help to them? Use my... So
As a hero in this moment, because you're specifically here, I will allow it.
I'm trained for it.
I wouldn't say train for it, but it's... Actually, no, I would have to say if you're going to help, it would be an action. In this moment, yes, Thwack.
When do I hop in?
You are at the top of the order, actually, right after Toast Blade.
Oh yeah, because you were last.
How high off of the... So it's perpendicular with the pier. So even if they're on the top part of the metal, they're probably, 10 feet in the air?
Yeah.
And almost everybody's...
Everyone's halfway off except the person on you, who's like, I have a separate role for this person to get off.
It's almost as if you called for extra help, someone who's like super fast could have gotten a lot of people
Elle,
off.
I hear you, I see you, I validate you.
You're-
Dove needs to stay the hell in therapy.
I also love, it's more that they're now into the combat, and so it's like, there's so little time to think when you're running
this
around.
is what I was gonna say earlier. Psyche would have left a note in Spanish.
Oh, gotcha.
I can't leave these people alone for 1 minute, and then with like a location. So if she gets back from therapy
She gets back.
and feels up to it,
At top of every round, I make a pure luck check to
if
see
you
if
want
like
to
you've had a good.
translate a
'Cause
note
again-
from Spanish.
I have a question.
Jesus. I hate
This
that.
is me being a little bit of a.
You got some shenanery for me. You
I
got
got a
some.
little shenanery.
Here's some shenanery.
The way I made Dove is that her father was Jewish and her mother was Hispanic.
Yeah.
Do I know Spanish?
We'll see.
Because I mean, my mom
here we
is
go.
Spanish and
Can I
my
hold my
dad is black,
reaction?
Did you go into a little
Or,
panic and
or hold
just,
my
like,
action if
think
any
you're
of these
running
people
into
fall
the
in
You,
the water,
yeah, like straight up
I'm
be
gonna
like,
cast
and
water.
double.
Well, let me make sure how far water breathing
That will
is.
understand.
Oh, gotcha.
I can cast it within 30 feet and
It's like my first
up to
language,
10
so it's
people.
right at
I-
So
that.
if anybody falls into the water, I'm gonna cast
Water
water breathing, and then I'm just gonna like be helping people climb. So this one kid, I'm gonna be like, okay, like let's go.
Okay, here we go.
Full on Batman leading everybody.
This is big. They have +1, but they only need a 10 now.
Because you got a clan obsessed with you, dude.
I know.
13. They made it. Synthetic 13.
Yay!
Here comes. It's harder though. The kid on you. He's much younger. I'll give him +2. He's like only 15, 16. But
joints
he's
still work?
got to make a DC 17 because he's going from like climbing on you, even with that like bonus action helping, just kind of that natural movement of let's push him upward. It's a hard thing to do for a normal person.
Yeah.
And you could have just water drop.
I'm not dropping a kid 50 feet into the water.
You feel as he is
No.
climbing, Shaky grabs one pole, grabs the other,
Is he the only person who's fallen?
slip. You reach down, grab, lift up, and on a synthetic 19, boom, he gets up and off.
Okay.
You are now hanging from the Ferris wheel.
Only person. Good. Everyone survived.
Everyone else is completely off.
Everyone's off but you.
Okay.
But that was kind of like your turn. Is now everyone's off.
Yeah.
Top of the order. Okay.
Wacky, wacky.
Making my left rolls.
Back.
Thwack, you now have descended to the ground. Holly's
Have I?
there. People are starting to just now get off the Ferris wheel.
Do I have to have made it all the way to the ground?
Not necessarily. Why do you ask?
While I'm still feather falling, I want to put myself directly in Holly's swinging path.
An airborne creature is affected but safely descends at 60 feet per round. Until our spell ends. If
I
you
can shift
choose
over a little
to,
bit.
well, it's more like if what you're doing, you could just choose to let go, if that makes sense.
I guess.
Because if you still hang on, it would also still
I
be
mean, I
working
thought he
on
was
Thwack.
asleep at this point. But...
Oh, Thwack's up because he just got
Shot
riddled
it.
with bullets.
Okay. Oh, right.
yeah.
I mean, if he
Holly,
does
they
that,
missed
I'll just
Holly,
be like,
thankfully,
okay,
but
let him go.
what's your plan, Thwack?
I wanted to do the yoinking myself. How far does that good old Misty Step go?
Oh my.
On stream?
On screen.
Hey,
Uh,
yo.
Hey, yo.
Yoinky.
Like,
Marauder.
as soon as I was, like, conscious
Yeah.
and able to, I wanted to
Taking inventory.
Misty, like, kind of just, like, split second, kind of see what's going on, and then see Holly starting to spin around, and then just be like, oh.
You
Misty
missed
step up to
Clever.
in the direct line of where I see the thing swinging, so that, like, as I'm still slow falling, kind of.
You going. Here's
and
what I'll
then be
say.
able to, like,
It's
grab
a
on.
as she just into the chest of boom unconscious creature.
Please tell me she wakes up.
Luck, unfortunately, no, because you have to take like an action or enough damage, and so it doesn't damage, which is good. But you slam into her, and actually, Psyche, if you keep the concentration up, Thwack can help. Then start. It will help slow the spinning, and so if you keep it up, it might actually be better. It'll help drag Thwack to the
Okay,
ground,
yeah.
stop the spin a little bit. It won't get as fast.
Yeah.
Excellent. Bonus action up. That's
Yes.
smart.
Then with that, I want to. What does it take to get in my big form? Is that a full action? No, that's a bonus action. I am going to do a action to get big. And then I want to basically tear the chain.
Unfortunately, it is an action to do something like breaking
With an
the
action
chain.
surge.
Yeah. Oh, action surge!
Get
Clever.
bent.
I was well
Hey,
done.
yo!
Yeah, I thought I had
You
said
plug,
it first. and
you
I was like,
plug
I didn't
the
say
little
it.
like air pump into your like pump yourself up. Full on action surge. Go ahead and make me an attack
On
roll.
stream?
On stream. He's yoinking himself. He's blowing himself up.
Hey, yo!
This cartoon character.
At least we're not talking about corporate-owned type. I don't even know what I'm trying
like
to say.
Mickey Mouse or Oswald the Rabbit. Those that we shouldn't
So-
mention.
Yeah, or the Black Cauldron. Song of the
13
South.
plus 6.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
13
For multiple
plus
reasons.
6.
Yeah.
so that's
On a 19 that will hit the AC, go ahead and roll. Oh, but it's an unarmed strike.
When I go in big,
Big, yeah.
the hammer becomes.
Yes. Oh, so you roll for the hammer. Yes, please do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damage. That is 12 damage.
12 damage. Just like before, it hits at least 10. That hits the damage threshold. So the chain is really weak. It will make that con save then next round with you
And
still
then
hanging, and it
Am I
might
able
snap
to
it naturally.
am I able to just object interaction, kind of try tapping
It's
her
full
face
action to
away?
wake someone up, unfortunately.
Dang.
But still, again, doing all this, minusing 12 from that chain save at Psyche's turn when it's going to naturally pull again.
And then I'm holding on to Holly.
Yes.
Just on that off chance the chain does break, so that I'm just holding
You're
on
not
with
going down and she's
every
up, yeah.
yeah.
That's easy enough in your
So
side.
she doesn't just fling at Mach 10 into the ocean.
Let's not do an Andrew Garfield
Binky has
Spider-Man,
been
you
spending
guys.
his legendary actions trying to break the ice. It's not
Maybe.
working. Psyche, that's
Do
your
like that
turn.
Andrew Garfield, but not
Here
the,
comes the
Not the
chain real
snap
quick
it.
too.
Okay.
not the next.
Snap your
Oh.
wheel.
The chain well and fully, and so on your next turn, Thwack, you will both reach the ground.
Okay. Can I just do a quick perception to see what's going on? What are the lackeys?
Thwack's got Holly,
Okay.
is going. Toast Boy is hanging from the Ferris wheel as it is perpendicular. The ice is very cracked around Binky.
Okay.
On his turn, he might
And
escape.
reform it.
And I will also say, you're noticing all these goons are still trying to take shots at Thwack and Holly. Like, that's kind of their roles. That most of these
But
roles.
Thwack has Holly doesn't need the.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
Well,
move.
shake water around his head.
The concentration kind of thing would still be nice to
Oh.
have.
The concentration is what they'll get to the ground safely. So as long as you don't drop that, but it just means
But
you can't
you
do
can
another
still-
concentration.
Yeah, you can cast any other spells. You just can't
Mhm.
hold concentration on them.
Oh.
Yeah.
But if I want to cast that spell again.
Yeah, and then it's.
It would change the target.
Mhm.
Okay.
Unless you twin spelled it.
It's true. You've only used 2 today, so you still have
Okay,
3
let's
other
spell
points.
that.
I
Cast
think
that
you
on
can twin
Toast
spell
Boy?
concentration.
Toast Boy and recasting on Thwack and that.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
What's that?
Earthbind has a range of 300 feet.
So can I
That
just...
hits everyone. Yeah, you can hit both of them.
Sweet. And I see that there's no more people in peril on the Ferris wheel other than my comrades. Okay. Did I cast that? Is that an action to cast that?
It's an action
Okay.
cast, yes.
My bonus action. I don't think I can
I think, yeah, because unless you were to bonus action. Oh, because you didn't make an attack, yeah, so you couldn't even offhand. I think that is a good turn, though, unless you want to take any movement to try to position yourself closer to allies.
Yeah, I'm gonna move a little bit.
Run.
Exit.
Kinda. Is Cuddles or whatever the crap his name is?
Binky, yeah.
Binky. Is he on the ground?
It's like, he's on the ground, because, like, for his legendary action, he's been trying to, like, get up and smash the ice, and just,
I don't
it's
know
probably
if
going
this
to
will
take
do
his
anything,
turn.
But I'm gonna move towards the Ferris wheel. I'm gonna bop on his head on the way over. Yeah.
You kind
It's
of
like-
push him back onto the ground, like, nope. Object interaction as he stands up, no.
No.
You are booking it, you're closing a good amount of distance, right? Like, you are on your way. Psyche.
Let me check really quick.
Oh.
Because shape water. Oh, it's an action. Because I was gonna shape water his legs, but.
It is, yeah, because, yeah. The goons are gonna go. But the more important thing is the contingency. Are they going to blow up the other Ferris wheel? Or are they going to, who knows what, right? Like, what's their plan? Because as long as Beaky's, it makes them a wild card. When Beaky's not talking, who knows what they're going to do. On the 5 or lower, they're dumb enough to do it again.
Oh, boy. Get the DM face.
I'm going to describe what happens in a moment after thwack. Bullets are coming for you. You're actually offering Holly about 3/4 protection just with your body. So the stuff coming at her misses thanks to that 3/4. It buffs her AC a little bit.
I had a plan in case.
Here's yours. Yeah, that hits you.
Oh boy.
As a bunch of semi-automatics start raining fire, thwack, that is another 18 points of damage. As feeling all in, but Holly doesn't take any damage, thankfully. She is unconscious, but there. Also with Psyche's turn, Binky is now going to use his turn to try to break the ice. That's a synthetic 19. Boom! Cracks through. As you see, shivering, leans up. He kind of looks around. The people in the Ferris wheel are running as fast as they can. Seeing you slowly descending with Holly, seeing everything, Binky walks over to one of his goons and goes, "You idiot!" Grabs it and goes, "This was going to be good." Psyche, you see the explosion ripping through. As the Ferris wheel, Toast Boy, you feel it lose control. As it's on you, while having Earthbind helps you, the metal of the Ferris wheel is pulling you down fast. It is your turn. Is there anything you want to try to do? Yes, Nike?
I don't know if my reaction would count, but could I
Depends.
pull them
Close enough.
with...
Your movement got you a good distance away. The problem with the Ferris wheel is it was far down the boardwalk.
Okay. So
It was that
maybe the
thunderstep that
spell-
really got him good, yeah.
That face.
The metal's pulling me down?
The Ferris wheel is now in free fall towards the water.
Could you do like a Spider-Man? I mean,
Yeah, can I try to
can
run
just,
up
like,
it?
push-
You're trying to
push
run. It's like
yourself
run
while
up,
you're-
get
It's
smoke
either
metal.
that, or I'm gonna cast Shatter on the Ferris wheel to try to like
Break it.
blast it out.
And I mean, like, while you're slow
Either way.
falling, like, you're slow falling, so you can maybe, like, push yourself off slower gravity. Something.
I think Shatter makes more sense than the Legolas run. So I'm gonna try to
Chatter.
explode the Ferris wheel so it doesn't like pull me down.
I'm going to be completely fair. If you cast Shatter, with the 10-foot radius sphere, no, the people are far enough away. Okay.
It's a 10-foot radius.
And you can cast that second level.
I have to cast a third level.
Oh, you have to cast third level. So 4d8 thunder damage.
Go ahead and make me a con save. Or
For a
a
construct,
non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried. It's not an object, it's more of a construct or
I will
but
let
it's
you
not
know.
alive.
You've got 4d8 to roll. You need to... I'm going to write down the amount of hit points this thing has. So... Because you could beat it. And break the Ferris wheel. What'd you roll?
13 total. It was not great.
Go ahead and look at the paper.
74. You were never gonna do it.
Yeah. Suffer. Do I say it out loud?
If you want to.
I don't destroy it. It doesn't even look bloodied.
As metal bends, it's decent enough. Toast Boy, at the end of your turn, the Ferris wheel is going to thrust you towards the water, and you're going to take these falling damage due to the Ferris wheel.
I'm just having flashbacks of the last time that I touched any sort of body of water, which was in the bathtub several years ago. And,
Oh, you got me staying.
Toast Boy,
yeah.
you take 14 points of damage, and you all watch Ferris wheel hits the water. You are currently down. As this happens, Binky sits there. You see he rubs his head, just, fine. It's fine. We're starting over. Kill the civilians and let's get out of here. You watch Psyche and Thwack, all the guns train and point on the civilians. As there's about 18 people on the wharf that their way out is through gunmen. Cabaret,
Yeah?
your therapy session ends, and you see Harold goes, alright, let's head back.
Yeah.
On the next turn, you'll be back in the glade. Because, taking a turn, let's walk to the transporter pad.
You don't know everyone's name.
You don't know what's going on yet.
What's going on?
Thwack, that is your turn. On your turn, you are descending to the ground. These gunmen are all trained. The Ferris wheel has just hit the water.
Cool. So, I'm going to wake up Holly.
Action. Just starts shaking her. Where am I?
You are slow falling to a pier with gunmen about to shoot a bunch of people, and our friend Toast is in the water drowning. So,
No!
so I'm... Yeah, and I... Second wind. Gonna heal myself. So that's a D10 plus 5. Heal for a bit. Yeah, and then,
So how much hit points did you heal?
11.
11.
So I'm at 19.
Good stuff. That's gonna help.
And how many gunmen are there?
10 gunmen.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 gunmen, because half have been trained, like 5 of them on you, 5 on Holly. And then there's still about 4 goons with cameras just kind of recording.
Because I was gonna say maybe I could hop in front of one of them, but
If you want, it would help. Yeah, starting to provide just cover for civilians would be really good. And if you're smart, it might prompt them to attack you instead. Which, I mean, guns have disadvantage at short range, right? If you walk up to someone with a gun, it's harder for them to shoot because you can move, you can grab, right? So it's smart to get up close, actually, to them because it's providing cover and a quote-unquote target.
yeah, I want to then run up to, because I'm Toast is gonna have to take care of himself. I gotta save these people, and I immediately just bounce up in front of a group of them. I don't know how close they were standing to each other.
Within your movement, you'd get up to about 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Because they're not tight group, but spread.
Yeah. And would I be able to like bounce onto?
No, that's yeah. It's providing the 3/4 cover right now, and next turn
For
you'll
as
be able to start
many
doing.
as I possibly.
Excellent. Psyche, that is your turn.
Okay.
With a big group murdering spell.
Is anyone alerted
Okay.
to
How
police yet?
are the groups
No?
all close to each other?
In
It
groups.
has been less than 30 seconds.
It's been less than 30 seconds. This has been insane. Yeah, people shimmying down the pipes.
Okay. And they're not near the
No.
civilians. Civilians and Goonies.
Again, it's where their guns are dangerous, but they're not right up next to them.
Okay. Then I am going to cast. What is this?
When the doom music kicks
Okay.
in.
I'm going to take my movement and move to. Because this has a 60-foot range.
Which spell is it?
Shatter.
Yeah. You could move it. You would be able, with that 10-foot raise, to hit 3 of the gunmen. Kind of like opposite of Thwack, right?
Okay.
There's like 3, 2, 2, right? That are within these 10 5-foot groupings.
And can I hit the clown guy as well?
Binky, unfortunately, no. He's next to two kind of like further down the wharf because they're the ones that had the remote.
Okay.
So you could go for like him and the ones that have the remote, or like the other groups around the wharf.
I'm gonna go for him and the ones that have the remote. 'Cause
'Kay.
I don't know if
Yeah.
there's more bombs that are gonna go off.
That is very smart.
And I need to get that remote.
Okay, Constitution saving throws then from them.
Yeah.
From the civilians?
No, it's
The
going against.
gunman save Binky fails. So go ahead and 3d8 of damage. Pass that on over to
I literally
Izzy.
heard Miss Williams.
3d8 of damage. Binky will take all, but the gunman will take half. Yes.
So, do they all fire like in a volley?
Yeah, like it's more like those
So,
that
like,
are.
you roll for like in mass the.
The amount of gunmen left is how many dice I'm adding in. It's that
Okay.
minion mechanic rule of like they have like a roll to hit and then just more dice or less dice. Yeah.
Because I was wanting to do my cloud rune, but that only works if I'm 30 feet away from the victims and not the
Oh,
bad guys.
gotcha, yeah.
Which, oops.
It's 21.
21.
Dove's wiped out.
Binky is now looking horribly hurt. And on 21, half to 10, the gunmen next to him, boom, are knocked cold. On the deck of the wharf, everything falls. Psyche, Binky turns and just starts screaming, just, no! No! You are ruining everything!
What can I say? It's my
He
specialty.
is going to legendary action shoot you. Because he's just gonna grab one of the. His guns are technically still alive, so he grabs the AK, points it at you. That was a dirty 20. That is going to be only 7 points of damage, but Psyche, you are now looking very badly hurt.
How many was it? 7?
7. The gunmen are going to take their turns. There are only what looks like, let's see, you're basically covering about 2 to 3, and the other 5. So we'll start with the first 5. They're kind of
So I'm not 30 feet from them.
no.
I would have.
On a natural 2, the other 5 miss. On a natural 2. The ones with you, Thwack, are now rolling, but again, harder DC for them, or AC for them to beat with that cover. That's a natural 4. The gunmen start taking shots, but Psyche, Thwack, ducking in and around, taking the shot, and, pulling their fire. They are missing the civilians. You see a couple of these goons just, what the? You see, they kind of like restrap their AKs and are pulling out knives. As they're probably like now really just engaged with you, Thwack. That is going to be Binky's turn. He is going to run at you, Psyche. As he does so, you see he pulls out a terrifying Bowie knife. She goes,
A knife.
"You are gonna die slowly." And as he rolls, that is going to hit on a synthetic 17 with the knife. That is going to be 6 points of damage. As he slashes in, stabs in, and goes, "I wanted to hurt. You messed it up. It was going to be great. It was going to be grand. And now the star of our show is sinking to the bottom of the ocean. And your blood is going to stain the deck."
Well, this isn't an ideal situation for me either, so... I don't know. That's your fault that he's at the bottom of the ocean, though. Your little goon dude's got a little trigger happy. It's not my bad, that's your bad.
It's my bad.
Yeah, it's your
It's
bad.
my fault.
That's your fault.
I gotta take credit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Actually, it was.
Uh,
I point at
Too late.
Goon number
he's had
3.
that. Toast Boy. Holly takes full movement and dash and is barely at the edge of the wharf. Actually, about like 10 feet away, but just is booking as fast as she can down. As you hit the water, you are correct with that false life. You are at technically 2 hit points.
Cast it before battle every time, baby.
Yep. I'll allow it. You are trapped under this metal gear that technically has now put you, I'm going to say, in the water, but it's like just that surface of like smash as it's about to start sinking. What would you like to do?
Oh, I need to take a con save for the spell.
For the feather fall,
Like, got shot.
please do, because that may be the only thing saving your life. You
Oh,
took.
fun!
Wow, teacher!
Go ahead and make me that Constitution saving throw. You actually have to make 2 because he did it twice. Well, 1 with a gun, 1 with
First
a.
one was since 21.
So 21's fine.
Second one is a 10.
A
Much
10
damage can you take the
exactly.
second time?
Only 6, so a 10 succeeds. You feel the concentration stall. That buoyancy of. It's technically not how Earthbind works, but it's like. It's not dragging him down, but it's not dragging him up, so it's almost helping Toast Boy
I'm
not just
holding
go
him.
down. Because again, you don't have a
I
swim
have
speed, Toast
superior
Boy.
concentration.
So I'm allowing that this is what's keeping him floating, not just sinking.
No, I'm
Holding on.
a heavy.
You're a heavy boy, beefy
Perfect
boy. What would you like to do, Toast Boy?
My weapons are all scattered and stabbed into the Ferris wheel,
They are.
which is with me, but
Yeah.
not really accessible. I've used both of my spells.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can you thunderstone?
That was the big
No,
one,
that
getting
was the
there, and
That
yeah,
was the shatter, because if I could have just broken this thing.
it would have. Yeah. It was it was hard, not impossible, with the dice, but
Am I touching the water?
currently yes.
Do I know what that's doing to me?
Not yet.
I'm gonna put you in some rice when we get back.
Rice bag.
Just shaking me in a, like, 23-gallon. Anyway. Could I... How many of the guys are still up?
You see that the ones Psyche took down 2, Thwack is engaging 3. There are 5 gunmen that look like they are starting to just walk towards these civilians who look like it's very depressing, like sheep, right? They're just penned in, right? Like, do they go for the murderous clown or the line of gunmen trained on them?
Okay. I know I don't have Lightning Storm mechanically, but because of Toast Boy, could I... Guys, this is so much in it. Could I choose to lose those last 2 HP and, like, cast Lightning Storm to just start
it's-
smashing lightning?
The
into
lightning
people?
storm, you're in the water. It's gonna hit you even if you said you want, like, doing something like that in the water, you would be taking residual lightning damage.
You're gonna die a martyr.
Just sad that Doug's not here to see it.
You want to do it?
I think I'm gonna do it.
Who plays Holly?
You watch Toast Boy as this is sinking. That line of sight, seeing Ferris wheel sinking, looking. Holly has just reached the edge and is looking over. Psyche, you make that off joke. Gonna throw you in a bag of rice when we get home. You get that feeling you're not going home. Toast Boy, you lightning storm the villains. I need you to roll these 78.
78?
You're going to be taking half of whatever you roll from the water.
Right. Do you want me to add it up, or do you want you to get it? Can we say, just flavor-wise, I know I'm a teenager and it's stupid, but as I'm going down, I see her and I just do like the stupid 1, 4, 3 and shoot the lightning up into the sky so it becomes like a lightning storm.
The 59 points of damage you did. Slam into the line of gunmen. Halving that is 24. Excuse me.
Nope,
That's.
I mean, I'll take it, but.
No, that is almost 29 points of damage.
My total is 28.
For real?
Psyche and Thwack looking around, lightning strike. The last thing you see is your hand out of the water, slipping below the waves.
What about those 2 buffer points, though?
I used those to cast the spell.
That's why I was.
Because it's not a spell I have stocked, and as a warlock, I'd already used
and I was gonna say already lightning. I had to be fair. I don't think I could allow it to just do it without that cost.
Are the bad guys dead? At least?
Binky is up. He's about to take a legendary action. I do love you guys. I'm going to do a very villain thing right now. Binky, as you holding in that knife on you, everyone stops as that lightning strike slipping below. Okay. Gotta find another one. It's all my fault. Reaches in, grabs a detonator. And where the Ferris wheel was, an explosion of fire and water. As Binky is a psychopath who doesn't like to lose. The last thing you hear is Holly's screams for your name as fire, electricity, water, lightning all erupts. Cabaret, walking into the glade, You see the note on the table. I will be so lenient. I'll let you know what it means. I think that's easy enough. Simple phrase in Spanish.
And you say, idiots. And I immediately tell. Gosh, what's his pocket? Harold. I'm like, you, me, flying now, and
And I would have said where I was going to in
Yeah.
Spanish, but
in Spanish. No, I can read it. Google Translate.
Yeah, I'm like simple. I mean phrases. I mean places don't change names in Spanish. If you're saying going to Jacksonville Beach, like beach is different in Spanish, but Jacksonville, yeah.
I'm just like put the rug over and over. And she's like, what the fuck? And would it take extra time to get on my costume?
I will say no, as in you could be putting on as going.
Because Harold can fly.
Harold's going to do something for you.
What?
He is going to reach in, pull out a medallion communicator looking thing, click it. We need teleportation now. It'll take another turn, but he's calling in vanish. It's that
Done.
he can. It's crazy. I mean, alarms are blaring, and I'm going to cabaret the life support suit screen for all your friends. Thwack looks hurt. Psyche looks close to death. Toast Boys is offline.
do something. I want to text it to you, but I want to do something for Toast Boy.
Okay.
Can I, in this round that it's going to take for us to teleport,
Yeah.
is there a handheld generator anywhere?
I'll say
Done.
yes.
I'm getting it.
Grabbing
I'm
this.
getting the power clips that used to jump a car, and I'm
Yes.
yeah, and I'm like, there's no way this was dying on me today.
Not today.
Not today. Not after I'm getting mentally well.
Not a. You were gonna go to Disney.
Shut up.
I could have been making out with Holly on top of the Disneyland Eiffel Tower. What have
Top
we got
of the
here?
Epcot ball!
I was gonna
Epcot
start
ball.
talking about like California, but we're in
Yeah.
Florida,
We're
so
Florida, yeah, Disney World's
which
different.
also doesn't have an Eiffel Tower, but
Thwack,
my brain got confused.
Important to note, Thwack, as you are sitting here, these three guys all have knives on you. Explosion happens, but it is your turn.
Are they zapped?
No. He got the, like, open line gun. These last three that, like, no one... Like, you and these three, and there was, like, 5 that no one had taken care of. That's what Toast Boy was doing, is taking out the 5 that, like, no one had.
Use my action surge.
Okay. You already used your action surge. Clever. The action surge did help. Otherwise, you and Holly might still be in the air, which actually, again, those things were going to get fast. So you still have action, bonus action, and still movement. Important to note, because in this form, you've got that bounce you can do, which is
As well.
faster.
I can't just be spiteful. Because you're almost dead.
Psyche's fighting with
A knife.
Binky and like looking really, really bad because this dude is just psychotic. It looks like.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them, so I can't get them all.
Yeah.
I yeah. I think I would to just like charge past them to try and knock them off balance in any
I
way
like
that I
it.
can.
I'll say using attack action, and if on a success, I'll say they won't be able to take the reaction. It's that push by, attack by them. I think.
Maybe not then.
Okay, yeah.
Because
If you want to take attacks, because right now they only have knives. Important to note, because guns right now is at disadvantage, and while they're dumb, they're not weapons dumb. So right now it is just like hunting knives, pocket knives, things like, okay, we're just gonna like stab. So they're different weapons too.
okay. Then I'm gonna bounce.
Say going up to, I'll give them disadvantage on attack of opportunity, because it's like if you're bouncing up and over, it's harder than just like, oh, you're leaving an area stab. I'll allow that. Here we go. First one was a natural 2, so even with that, they will miss stabbing you.
Okay. Then I'm going to attack this clown.
Going for beating. Boom.
First
Yeah,
one.
movement gets you there.
First one. Can't do 2 attacks if one is to remove him from my friend's chest.
If you grapple, though, it gives Psyche advantage against him. Because you could, like, grapple him down and say, like, boom, there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Go for it. Here we go. Post. I will let you know what you need to beat. A synthetic 20.
I wish we had Evelyn.
Just in the other room.
What do I add to this?
Either your athletics,
The queen died, and
or
the queen died.
no, yeah, athletics, not acrobatics. My bad.
August killed the queen.
You killed the Queen of England.
No, you can't prove that. What makes you say that?
21.
21, barely
Barely.
beating that synthetic.
I have.
Boom! Grappled him. You watch as this dude trying to push that knife against your cheek, just that push in, suddenly is ripped off of you. Bear hug, that like full Nelson in. He's completely restrained.
I want to just start
Squeezing.
crushing him. Like, I'm in a rage. Like, if I was a
If you could rage,
barbarian,
you'd be
I would
raging.
be in a rage. Like, I am going to kill their boss. Like, Thwack ain't having it. Not today.
Psyche, that's your turn. He's
Okay.
completely off of you. Just restrained.
Cool. And what I texted you is feasible.
It's feasible if you want to go try.
Okay. I'm gonna go fish Toast Boy. I'm gonna dive into the water, grab him.
You run in. Go ahead as you dive in. Give me a quick investigation before you dive. Let's say, like in that, like let's.
Am I going to be electrified if I do that?
Yeah, it kind of. It's that like okay, wait. There was a huge explosion of electricity.
Yeah.
What's safe?
Okay, that is investigation.
Investigation.
19.
19. You don't think the water's still here? I mean, it disperses fast. Thankfully, that's on your side. There's a lot of debris,
Okay.
so it'd be a dexterity saving throw, and on investigation,
Okay.
you see half of a toaster mallet has floated up to the surface.
Okay. That is an 18.
18 dex save. Swan dive into the water. Now that you are in the water, you're going to make me an investigation check here in the Box of Doom. I'm going to let you know now, because what do you have to your investigation?
+2.
It's
Holly.
a DC 20.
Can Holly help in any way or form?
Unfortunately, we're in initiative, so she would have had to, because she spent her whole turn and reaction everything trying to get there.
Right.
She would have had to min-weight.
Okay. So that has to be 18.
18 or higher. That was an 18 exactly.
Please. I made a
Here's
mistake, guys.
what I made a mistake.
I'm more or less celebratory and more like going into a mom mode, like, and you didn't.
Here's what I'm about to do.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Because it is
You just make mistakes.
I'm going to quickly, before we describe what's happening down there,
Hide.
at the end of your turn, there's still the 3 gunmen up and Binky. We're going to start with Binky
I'm
because he's
still
going to.
beneath the water, though, right?
You're still beneath the water,
Okay,
yes, yes,
okay.
yes. Binky's going to try to break out. Beat a DC 7.
11.
11. He cannot break out. That's his turn. Because with these rules, it's if you're out, that's it. But he can't do anything. The 3 gunmen are not going to attack the civilians. They're going to attack you because you're holding their boss. It's that like, uh-oh. That hits your armor class 15 exactly. They are going to use their guns.
Cool. So can I use my cloud room to make them hit their boss?
Yeah. You whip around. He takes the 12 points of damage instead. As he just string of
And
curses.
I'm slowly just still
Blood is dribbling out of his mouth now.
like
Are we about to rage kill this clown?
Can
because
we
it's
not?
so boy?
You have to tell me again. Anything you do is always non-lethal unless you say specifically.
I
I'm
killed
just gonna put that out there. You're not here yet, so you
I know that's.
I don't.
Freshly out of therapy.
I mean, I kind of want to flavor it as just like he's not there now.
Yeah.
Like,
Here we go.
yeah, like
Like Thwack's not there, or Binky's not gonna be there.
Here's what we're gonna
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
At the end of that turn, the gunmen immediately are stopping, using movement, running up because, again, it's not like, oh no, let's not shoot our boss. He is now, I will say, he's just now looking bloody. Again, seeing that blood dripping out. Toast Boy.
Do I get death saves, or am I gone?
The explosion would have killed you. That's why I said I'm being a villain right now. I need you to tell me what memory you have before it goes dark.
Jesus Christ.
thinking about church.
It probably wouldn't be. It wouldn't be like my whole life, but it would be like just like a couple highlights, you know. First would probably just be like one of those toddler-aged memories, doing something at the park or something small with my family. The next would probably be me training with Recharge, just spending that time together. And the last thing would be like Toast Boy's always been kind of a weird kid. This is even before the accident, and he's never really had friends. I mean, like he's comfortable with himself, but he's always kind of been alone, other than adults, right? He's never had peers. So I think the last thing he sees is like the 5 of us, Eagle included, the 5 of us, just like sitting at the glade, like one of the nights where we were done with patrols, just like
Laughing.
yeah, like watching TV, like something
Monty's
super
eating the
eating
KFC,
Super, like-
jorts and gelato.
Yeah,
Found the
it's
movie
not
with
related
the
to our
Boston
superhero
accent.
work. It's just us interacting as friends.
As you have that last memory, Psyche in the water, you find Toast Boy's eye, the electronic eye, and as the red light dims, you swear it blinks or maybe winks and goes dark. And you don't see the rest of the body. But you have that piece of him.
It's a little gross, but I'll take it.
It's just wires and
Yeah.
a
At
little circle.
the top of the order, Cabaret Vanish appears,
Here.
looks at you,
I hold the address.
immediately.
Disappear now.
Fun fact, yeah, Vanish actually speaks 5 different languages. Spanish is like one of the first. immediately
She also has a Gaelic.
grabs you and
Harold. Yeah, I didn't see
Harold's collar. You appear at the dock. The three of you see Thwack. Eyes are glazing as being blood dripping as these goons coming up. Holly is kneeling at the edge of the pier screaming, and you see the smoking remains in the water. Guess what? You just brought one of my top pros. Vanish has legendary actions.
Hey,
Thank you.
Vanish is immediately
That's a really fun
using
image.
her throwing stars. Oh yeah. Phew. These three goons are down. They were not going to stand up on that legendary. You see Harold just scream, "Thwack! Thwack!
I'm not there.
Thwack!" You're not
mental-
there.
Like,
Cabaret, though, that's your turn. Again, starting in,
Okay.
I will allow that.
I'm guessing the Toast Boy's in the water.
Yeah.
Do I see Psyche in the water?
You don't see yeah, Psyche and Toast Boy are nowhere. Holly's at the edge of the pier screaming and smoke and fire, and you don't see either of them.
Okay, I run up, I put the battery and the
You've
stuff
got
next to it.
a lot of movement. Here's what I'll say.
I do have a hell of a lot of movement.
They would have put you close. I will say your movement and dash, if you use your ability to move twice, would get you in the water. Yes. Make me a quick acrobatics, because you're going to have to do a jump dive. It's not, because you were closer. This is like a full sprint and still vaulting a pier. There is some difficulty, but not terrible.
Sorry, acrobatics?
Acrobatics, yes.
Yeah, no, 18 plus 8, that's going to be 26.
You're good. In the water, car battery. Make me a quick dexterity
I
saving
know
throw.
this is totally going to hurt me,
Still debris.
but... 18.
18 succeeds.
Good.
Splash in. You see the figure of Psyche immediately, right, just kind of below you in the wreckage, and she's cradling it.
I'm holding the car back.
I think Psyche's still gonna be scanning the ocean.
Yeah, can we see the actual body?
On the 18. Here's what I will give you. Because you beat it on 18, dirty 20. You spend however long you want, and you find nothing but this.
Okay. I'll research
Service.
this before I drown.
Yeah.
It's you both. I mean, with your con, you have a few minutes, but yes, spending this time. Vanish and Vanish and Harold are going to run up to you, Thwack, and stop you, basically from killing him.
yeah.
Side note.
They pull him out. Vanish immediately meta cuffs, because Binky's actually not a meta, but still that like high level cuff on him. We are out of initiative.
First off, when we're out of the water, I give the car battery and everything in the eye to you two, you and Holly, and then
Did I
I
have the
walk.
eye? I wouldn't let go of that.
Yeah, no, I walk immediately over to Binky.
Kind of
Is he
pocketed.
conscious?
He is coughing up blood hard on the pier.
I took a dig.
I loom over him. No, look at me. Look at me in the eyes. I'm gonna make you a living hell!
Who the fuck are you?
I immediately start. Okay, I don't want to get pulled off.
You see Harold, boom, punches him. He's out. Just knocks him out.
Yeah, they would have also had to.
Holly is. You see, she is shaking and crying and just trying
Okay,
to
I
clip
actually run over.
the car battery to the eye you're holding.
Yeah. You didn't
I'm
flip
just
it
gonna.
off.
I'm just gonna pat her hands.
Do any of you speak Morse code?
Does infernal or draconic count?
Can
I didn't know that was an
try?
option.
Because
Yeah, no one does actually.
this is why I want to ask.
Does vanish?
Vanish.
No. I
She
wanna
does.
know.
Oh, that's one of her. Yeah. She
Oh,
does.
Vanish
She
speaks
does?
Morse code.
Well, because
Okay.
she speaks so common English, Spanish, French, Morse code, and fun fact, she also speaks Russian.
Ooh, since I was Vanish's
I will say enough. Because again,
You know
for
that
you,
it's
it's
Morse
Morse code's
code.
very helpful for supers.
So can I know a little bit of Morse code?
Toast Boy, I'll allow you one last message you can send. It'll work like sending 25 words or less.
You can't just kill me. And
I brought a whole car battery
Exactly.
on.
I'm allowing this because there's so little.
No, if his consciousness is in it, can't we just like freeze it?
This is a last mess. It's like a.
I uploaded it as I was going offline.
It's what I'm allowing. On the 20, knowing
Can't
that
Baymax this?
the 20 is why I'm allowing this. It would have been like there's nothing.
So you got us and Holly to.
Send last words to.
Oh, and your family.
No pressure.
No pressure. That's it. Lincoln's out of the campaign. Go home. You're never allowed back.
Make her a hero. Become Harley.
Oh,
We
please.
saved them as Vanguard. And Vanguard lives on. Tel recharge.
Is that 10?
That's 12. Tel recharge, thank you. Tell Holly nothing. But like in a like as much as I can communicate, like in a teasing sense, where like she knows everything. And tell my parents everything. How many is that?
22. You have 3 more.
What comes next?
Standing on the edge of the pier. Holding the eye, blinking out, sparking this Morse code. That is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Boo! Boo!
Thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all for watching. And I can't wait to see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Aw.